Hello!
Hello.
In observance of No Note November, this episode and all subsequent episodes of Umineko When They Cry will be peanut-free. That's right. We here at 80% Relatable are committed to removing all allergens from our products. So you could expect...
Unless you're allergic to gay.
Unless you're allergic to gay, in which case I don't think we can help you.
Yeah.
But don't you worry. I'm sure that'll put many minds at ease.
So I hear we unlocked some question marks.
Uh-huh. It says, welcome to the tea party of those who are not human.
Huh. I see. I do like question marks.
There's another one for episode 1? What the hell? I thought we were ready to wrap up episode 1 last episode. I guess not.
Yeah.
Oh. We're just gonna fight Gigas. This is Earthbound now. Alright. Oh.
New.
Oh!
What sort of black tea shall I prepare next?
What about chai?
Allow me to display every refined tea that ever was and ever shall be.
It's alright, I'm content here drinking my fucking Starbucks double shot energy coffee beverage.
Hello,
Who the fuck is this?
Hello here looks disturbingly like... Looks disturbingly like a different character from an unrelated game.
Is this a Higurashi here? Did we need to play Higurashi first?
I didn't think so, but...
Okay.
It totally looks like Erika.
I know nothing about that game.
Nipa.
So. Dried black plum tea. The kind that goes for 200 yen a pack.
For 1,000 years, I have been fond of black tea, but I did not know of such a thing.
Is this gonna spoil Higurashi for me now?
Nah.
Okay.
I will never tire of living in this world.
Beato, you don't have to display such hostility. Just a wandering witch. I didn't come with the intention of violating the rules of your territory.
Hostility. I bear nothing of the sort. I am just terribly concerned with seeing to it that the legendary witch, Lady Burncastle, is well attended to.
You misunderstand. I am powerless. Before a witch such as you who possesses the dreadful power to kill an individual 100 times, I am completely powerless.
That a powerless lady witch like you possesses a power that none can approach is what is truly terrifying. After all, that great witch, Lady Lambda Delta, was dethroned by you alone.
Did you just say a bunch of Greek characters out loud? I'll be honest, I'm not really listening to you. I'm just kind of talking on autopilot. I only won an endurance contest. She simply got tired.
That is not what Lady Lambda Delta said, though.
Why do you keep talking about a lamb? I don't see any sheep around here.
Too much humility can be unseemly, Lady Burncastle.
Oh, yeet, sorry, I'm out of here. Oh, nope, I'm back. Ugh, that girl has a dreadful power. The power to kill an individual without fail. However, without fail doesn't exist in this world. No matter how many times you divide one, you can never reach 0. That girl has the power to bring the odds of failure down to almost exactly 0. The power to give rise to almost perfect certainty. Hope I never have to fight such a terrifying witch again.
I think that's still Burncastle.
However, you have the power to cause success without fail, as long as the odds are not 0.
Wait, no. Is that the flip? Is this the flip side? Is this Beato talking about what Burncastle can do?
I thought that was what this was, but then you were all like, no.
I was wrong.
Well, then read your line.
Okay. However, you have the power to cause success without fail, as long as the odds are not 0. Though you say without fail doesn't exist in this world, you possess an infallible power yourself. How very terrifying.
Why do I have to, like, teleport everywhere? And this place is really inconvenient. The power to kill an individual endlessly. I think you're the more terrifying one.
You jest. From your point of view, mine is but a trifling power. This is most certainly what one would call empty praise.
Call it flattery to make up for the cost of staying here. I am a fleeing traveler who crosses the fragments, continually running from boredom. I simply came around because I heard you'd started something interesting. I have no doubts that I will choose to leave as soon as you are no longer interesting. Don't worry, I've got my Switch here. I'll just busy myself.
Yeah, you'd better.
You tried playing Super Mario 35 yet?
No.
They're gonna get rid of it in a few months. I don't know why. I hate this new limited release thing that it's...
What's a Mario? Is this one of those newfangled video games?
Newfangled? Are you serious?
I like Pong.
I guess we can play Pong if you like. You can play it analog. I'll just set up the table.
I, Beatrice, am deeply and humbly delighted to have the great Lady Berncastle as an observer. And so, your impressions?
Well, it turns out that the mechanics of the original Mario game don't really carry over that well to the modern day. I mean, there's a reason that modern platformers don't kind of like... oh, wait, no, we're talking about... Right, hold on. Poor Lamb Delta is terrifying because of her cruelty. But she's a girl I can understand. Jesus. You do seem to be capable of affection, but I can't understand you at all. That makes you much more terrifying than her. Can we stop doing like the fucking Lavos background from fucking Chrono Trigger?
I am fickle by nature.
I thought you didn't play video games, and here you're all like, oh, look at me, I'm gonna have special Spyro backgrounds.
Do forgive me. Besides, I believe you also enjoy entrusting your fate to the roll of fickle dice. Right, Lady Berncastle?
Yep, I teleported again. You really gotta find some way to make it so we can, like, walk around here. When I roll the dice, I have a roll I clearly want to get. Not like you. You, on the other hand, never let the dice fall from your hand. So whatever the roll might have been, you're never disappointed. Whatever roll the dice show you, you're satisfied without fail. In that sense, you far surpass me. Yep, I'm gone. You're one I really don't want to fight with. Inside of you, there's nothing but 0. That's why I can't win against you with my power. It's the worst compatibility. Perhaps good old Lamb Delta, on the other hand, has a good compatibility against you. She's a sheep, and I don't see any shears around here. Since she would be able to kill your endless nature. Dude, it's super rude to just keep cackling in front of your guests like this.
I've been practicing 1,000 years.
Yeah, I
You
can
think
tell.
I'm going to miss any chance?
Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna play Control now. They just released it on the Switch, and oh shit, I need to be connected to the internet. Do you have a Wi-Fi connection? They only did the cloud version, so I can't like play it unless I'm connected to the internet.
Unfortunately,
So,
I
like,
also kill Wi-Fi without fail.
What did I do? What did I pay money for then? It's like I don't actually have the game on my...
Oh yes, witches truly are the best people to enjoy black tea with.
Yeah, you say that.
One doesn't get bored.
I will say, good taste.
Green tea, on the other hand.
Green tea can get fucked, but black tea's damn good. Listen, just tell me what the password is, all right? Or where's your router? I'll go deal with it myself, okay? Then I'm relieved. Boredom is the only poison that can kill me. So, don't kill me, okay? Lady Beatrice and the Switch.
Unfortunately, I have lots of boredom.
Oh, well,
If such is your wish, even.
you did that on purpose, didn't you? Listen, if you're just gonna be here making puns, I don't even care anymore.
I, Beatrice, shall show you an even better time.
All right.
In that case, wouldn't it be best if I brought the next chessboard in right away? It seems the next tale would do more for you than another cup of black tea.
No,
Just wait for a moment.
I'll take the tea though. I need the caffeine.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not actually... it doesn't actually wake me up anymore. It's just it prevents me from sleeping.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, you know, you have too much of it and you just get a dependency. Why do you keep fucking yeeting out of here in the middle of my sentences?
I'm sorry, I like to go Noom.
Something troublesome seems to have taken a liking to you. I'd really like to lend you my power, but as you just heard, that girl's power and mine have a very bad compatibility. Unfortunate as that may be. You really are pitiful, so I'll help you out just a bit. First of all, about that girl. Her name, she does have the name Beatrice, but that doesn't necessarily mean she is one individual woman. Get what I mean? In other words, she's not some human. Her existence is a personification of the rules of this world. To beat her, you have to expose the rules of this world and unravel them. Perhaps this can be likened to learning the rules of chess by watching a game. First take a good look at the chessboard, then learn the movements and the roles of the pieces, then look for the conditions required to win at her game. When you've managed to reveal all these things, her heart will be exposed. After that, you can rip it apart or crush it as you please.
Oh yeah, crush me, Daddy.
I didn't think you liked Dave Matthews Band. I am being quite generous. In the past, when I had a human body, it took me 100 years to notice even this much. It's my meager farewell gift to you, the pitiful one captured by Beato.
Yeah, that's me.
It's just like a spoon. A spoon can be used for more than one just drinking soup, you know. Took me 100 years to figure that out. I was just using it for soup and soup only. People would be like, hey, you want to use that for your yogurt? I'm like, no. The fuck are you saying? I will use a fork for my yogurt like a civilized human being. And then someone showed me how you can do it, and I'm like, this is incredible. It's just like a shovel, but tiny. You can use it to dig through the prison you're locked in, or as a weapon to gouge the witch's eyes out. Of course, you can also use the spoon to continually sip the watery soup inside your eternal cell. Bitch. Don't get the wrong idea. I have no intention of becoming your ally. I do feel empathy for you, but I won't help you. It's like I'm sitting in front of the television yelling at you on the other side, even though my voice won't reach you. So you understand that I'm a witch, right? That came across. We're all clear on this, right? Everyone? Everyone? I'm a witch.
We heard you.
Okay. I don't know how my hair has this much fucking bang coming off the... Like, look at this.
It happens.
Where's the hair on the left side of my... on my right, your left side of my face coming from? Like...
It's magic.
Oh my god. I intend to enjoy this endless tale that Beato is going to weave until I tire of it, but that alone won't hold my interest. That's why I lent you my power, and my friend code. You want to play... do you have a switch? Oh, what do you mean that you don't... They're not invented... What year are you from? Oh, fuck that. Well, don't mind. I'll just get my fucking Nintendo Entertainment System out. Jesus Christ. It's also that I don't get tired of this. I am the cruelest witch in the world. Wherever the opponent may be, I'll make them surrender with certainty. Even if it's Beatrice, the end of the switch. Okay? Like, even her. I'm not scared of her or in love with her.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just, not scared of you.
Okay.
Definitely not. I'm just so angry with you, I could kill you. Kill you is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
You are my game piece. Give it your best shot. I'll give you advice sometimes out of her sight. Don't bore me, okay? Wait, do we have agency now? I thought this game had no agency in it. It was just like a kinetic novel.
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's all just kind of window dressing. I get it.
Goodbye, Bernie.
Bernie 2020. Oh, nice. The addition of a new game
board.
Next episode's lock has been removed.
What are the new features?
You can find these new features on the title screen. Okay, cool. Whoa, that's new.
It is. Is the tips new? The tips wasn't there before. Let's look at the tips.
Tips.
I see.
Okay, we're gonna fuck around here for just a moment.
So we've got all those things that we've seen before.
We got the epitaph.
Yep.
Okay, cool. We've seen the epitaph. We've seen the witch's letters.
Yep.
The witch's game record.
Yeah, we saw that in the end game thingy.
Yep.
And that's how we learned about the different steaks. T-bone, sirloin.
Why is the Winchester in here?
Wait. We gotta look at the Winchester.
Hold on. Why are some of these still...
I don't know.
Sawed-off custom version of a rifle manufactured during the golden age of Winchesters. This special model more than makes up for its shorter lethal range by its portability and old-time cool factor. It can even be fired as quickly as a pistol if one works lever action skillfully enough. Furthermore, any true lover of old Western dramas can't help but be attracted to the one-handed reload made possible by its characteristic lever handle. To match with Kinzo's personal preferences, it was made to handle .45 long Colt bullets. Holds 4+1 rounds.
I see. We're learning about the legendary weapons. There's the witch stakes and then the normal gun.
The stakes containing the 7 magics that represent the 7 deadly sins. In accordance with their user's orders, they bury themselves into the desired location of the desired target with perfect accuracy. Because they will flit about at ultra-high speeds and change trajectories at will by bouncing off walls and the like, they have no blind spots and will hit their targets without fail no matter what form or cover they might be hiding behind. Furthermore, it is possible to change the force they hit with depending on the part of the body at which they strike. They are extremely powerful weapons, but they cannot target pure people who have not committed one of the 7 deadly sins, or people who have a strong resistance to magical power. Interesting.
So that's why anyone with the scorpion charm's fine. And also, looks like the entire family are sinners.
No, it's why Maria's fine. Maria's the only one that's perfectly sinless here.
Maria is not sinless.
Maria is she is a perfect, beautiful babe.
All right, I'm seeing some alarming execute and resurrect buttons here.
Okay.
So what are those going to do, I wonder?
Kinzo. So this is just... Oh, you know what? These are more full than they were last time. Let's go through these. Kinzo, yeah. The aged head of the Ushiromiya family. Even though it has already been announced that he has just a few months to live, he's brimming with energy. Though he amassed a vast fortune in the past, he never made any announcements regarding the inheritance, which worries his children. He is strongly influenced by the West and is a rabid fan of the occult. His study is packed with mysterious grimoires. Kinzo's first child, Ushiromiya Kraus. The oldest of the 4 siblings, he leads the family conference. However, the other siblings think he is trying to get all of the inheritance for himself, and this further strains the tensions between them. He is a real estate investor and has put a lot of money into the development of a resort. However, his results have been harshly criticized.
Howdy, it's me, Ushiromiya Natsuhi, Kraus's wife. I'm not dead anymore. I manage the household of the Ushiromiya head family in place of my husband, who takes little interest in such matters. I was in charge of all preparations and arrangements for this family conference. I possess a strong sense of responsibility and a great deal of pride. However, neither my husband nor my siblings understand me very well, so my position is far from enviable.
Nice.
What's up? It's me, Jessica.
What is this character model?
Kraus and Natsuhi's daughter. In the absence of any irregularities, it's thought that I will eventually inherit the headship of the Ushiromiya family. Or, technically, my husband? What does that word mean? Will. However, I seem to have no interest in all of this. I was born with weak bronchi, and I'm sometimes assailed by sudden asthma attacks.
I wish I'd known we were doing this bit so I could have gone, yeah, why didn't you tell me we were doing this bit? Yeah. See, now they don't get to hear my lovely voice anymore. Yeah. No, I'll make it legible. I'm sorry. Kenzo's attending physician and long-time friend. I once ran a hospital in Nijima, but I turned it over to my son and now enjoy my old age in peace. Now that Kenzo's constant suspicion has reached extraordinary heights, I am one of the very few people he trusts. Thanks to Nanzo's Thanks to my big-hearted nature, I have been able to continue my friendship with Kenzo despite his tendency to fly into a rage at the slightest provocation. I'm Ushiromiya Ava. I'm Kenzo's second child.
Is she Southern now?
No. What?
Okay. I thought you sounded Southern for a moment.
Just calm the fuck down. I'm kind of hostile towards my brother Kraus and oppose him whenever I can, but from issues dealing with the family fortune to the question of who will succeed the family headship. Normally, I would have lost my place in the Yoshiromi family register upon marriage, but I managed to forcibly overcome this by having my father, or having my husband take my family name. It's much more difficult than I thought to redo pronouns as we go along.
Yeah. Howdy, I'm Ushiromiya Hideyoshi, Ava's husband. I took my wife's name upon our marriage and became a member of the Ushiromiya family. I therefore do not possess the spiteful genes passed down through Ushiromiya family members, and my bright smile is very refreshing at the family conferences. I started my business from scratch and now work as the president of a medium-sized restaurant chain, Big Bang Burger. This chain seems to be growing and performing extremely well.
Are we just not going to mention how there's a certain new face? Are we not going to mention how there's a certain new face on the characters? Okay.
What? Wait, a what?
Never mind, we'll get to it. Go ahead.
No. Go back. I'm confused by what you meant. A certain new face?
On the character tips screen, but we'll get to it. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, I did notice that. Hey, it's me, Ushiromiya George. I'm Ava and Hideyoshi's son. I'm an affable young man liked by everyone in the family. I'm currently studying as an assistant for my father's company, and it seems I dream of making it on my own one day. As the oldest of the 4 cousins, I act as their leader and arbitrator. Sup? It's me, Beato, the Golden Witch who has lived for 1,000 years. I've surpassed the limits of humans, and like demons, I'll sometimes appear in response to the summons made by humans to offer my powers in exchange for a price. Do you know how many times I've repeated this line? 1,000 years.
Is that how many you've...
I like black tea and ice cream.
I'm here too.
I hate boredom.
I'm just here to...
and people who deny my existence.
She says she hates boredom, but she doesn't have Wi-Fi. But who the hell doesn't have Wi-Fi?
Like I said, I also kill Wi-Fi with certainty.
I forgot what accent or voice I gave him.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I have no... It's been
died so long ago.
He died so fucking long ago. My name's Ushiromi. No. Nope. Whatever, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I'll give him a new voice.
Hello, my name's Ushiromi Rudolph.
My name's Ushiromi Rudolph. I'm Kinzo's third child. No. No, we agreed.
Oh.
We agreed.
Okay.
We agreed to no more purposely annoying voices. For the
Except
sake,
for Maria.
Except I said no more annoying voices.
Okay.
My name's Ushiromi Rudolph. I'm Kinzo's third child. Along with my sister Ava, I intend to make my voice heard in family conference to prevent my oldest sibling, Kraus, from keeping all of my father's wealth for himself. My former wife, Asumu, passed away 6 years ago, and I married my current wife, Kyrie, shortly after that. Kind of like just a low, chill voice. Yeah, I can work with that. I have generic this voice. My name's Ushiromi Kyrie. I'm Rudolph's second wife. And I've also got all these weird open spots on my shirt for some reason.
Yeah, deeply inconvenient.
I had already worked alongside him for some time before the death of his first wife, at which time I openly took the position of his wife. I have served as Rudolph's right hand in several shady pieces of business. Guiding them to success, I am quick thinking and well trusted by my husband.
I see. shady pieces of business, right-hand man. Did we know that?
We're a crime family now.
That's awesome.
Hey, I'm Ushiromia Battler. I'm the son of Rudolph and his first wife, Asamu. When my father married his second wife shortly after Asamu's death, I rebelled and went to live with my grandparents on my mother's side. However, both of these grandparents passed away, and I now returned to Ushiromia family after 6 years. This family conference is a chance for me to renew my friendship with my cousins after a 6-year gap.
Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna go real well.
Hey, what are you doing here? We're doing the tips. You're not allowed to show up at the tips.
I can show up anywhere I want to.
No.
I can fucking teleport, remember?
Ah! My name is Genji. I am the leader of the servants who work for the Ushiromia family. I have served Kinzo longer than any other and am the person most trusted by that old man. I serve Kinzo directly. Kraus and Natsuhi think of me as being a spy for him due to that fact.
I'm Ushiromia Rosa. I'm Kinzo's 4th child. I am by far the youngest of the 4 siblings. It seems that this gives me a weaker position at the family conference. I manage a design company, but I have yet to start taking it seriously, and its financial situation is far from favorable.
Who did you marry?
It's a mystery. That's interesting.
We don't know.
We don't know.
And she won't say.
Oh, okay.
Did she? Low-key, did Rosa just adopt Maria?
Are they...
Is Maria even, like, related to the rest of the family, biologically?
Okay, gonna float a wild, out-of-left-field theory here.
Okay, hit me.
What if Rosa and Maria are both witches?
All right. Why both of them? Okay.
So we...
No, walk me through this. Walk me through
No,
this.
I don't have coherent logic.
No, you can't just start something like that and then...
I'm just remembering the people being like, oh, well, did you notice with Maria? And then it seemed like it was setting it up to be something weird, and then it wasn't. It was a more normal explanation. What if that's a double cross, and it's actually because Maria knows all this because she is a witch, and that's because she's from a witch family? I don't know. I don't know why I suspect Rosa as well, but...
Okay.
Like,
so do you think... Here's the thing. Do you think Maria is Rosa's biological daughter?
I don't know.
I'm willing to bet
Maybe not.
she might be, but I'm willing to bet... I would not be surprised if she wasn't.
Okay.
Anyway.
You are looking forward to this part, I know it.
Yeah.
Don't I?
Yeah. You're
My
my
name
favorite.
is Ushiromia Maria. I'm Rosa's daughter. I don't know who my father is, but I can't shake off the habit of speaking like a normal young child. My mom hates me for it, though. I wish she wouldn't do that and scold me. Really rude. I have no interest in studying. I have no interest in making friends. But I'm very interested in things concerning occult and black magic. Thanks to my excellent powers of memorization, I know all kinds of trivia.
Good job. You did real good.
Oh, can I get a cookie?
Yeah. Yeah, in the Golden Land.
Ooh.
It's me, Servant Shannon.
Come on, you have to do it for the one time.
It's me, Servant Shannon. I've stopped smoking now, though. I'm a young but experienced servant. I'm normally calm and perform my job efficiently, but I mess up when I get nervous. Furthermore,
Just all the time.
Shannon is nothing more than a pseudonym that I use when on duty, not my real name. Also, I have this weird thigh window. Yeah. Why doesn't canon have a thigh window? That's what
Because
I'm
my entire
wondering.
shins are exposed, you fucking wanker.
Okay, I guess you'd get cold.
My name is Kanan. I am a young servant. I perform my duties silently and diligently, but I am not so highly regarded as a servant due to my unsociable nature. There are multiple other servants with the on character in their pseudonyms. Shannon and I just happened to be the ones on duty that day.
My name's Golda. I'm a servant hired as a cook. I haven't served this family very long, but through my earlier jobs and previous experience, I've cultivated a talent for entertaining guests. Because of this, I am very highly regarded as a servant. I make good food. Would you like some of my good food?
Sure.
I'm Kumasawa. I'm an elderly woman, part-timer who, though I quit my day job several times along the way, I've served the family a great many years in total. I am crafty and more than competent when it comes to performing my duties, but because of my chittiness and my love of rumors, I'm not highly regarded as a servant. Oh, it's so rude. Why would they be so rude to me?
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Who are we executing?
First, what does the execute button do?
I assume it's going to execute whatever character we're on, so...
Okay. Whoa. Okay.
Whoa, okay, so there are different stages here.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. I wish I knew that before we started.
Yeah, I wish I knew that before we started too.
Let's like do each stage for each one.
Okay. So Kinzo. Who's Kinzo?
Oh fuck, that was me. I disappeared from my study unnoticed. My study has everything from a bed to a toilet to a bathtub, so it's extremely rare for me to go outside. Away from my cool magic shit, which is cooler than the outside. Did you know? However, I occasionally do go out for a walk on a whim without telling anybody, and my disappearance invariably leads to a huge uproar throughout the house. I usually come back as soon as I get hungry. Usually. Ouch! I was burned in the incinerator with a weapon resembling an ice pick sticking out of my forehead. My wish vanished before it could be granted. I always knew this was one possible result of my risky gamble.
Interesting.
Nah, I finally get to do my voice. Nah. My corpse was found inside the rose garden storehouse. The direct cause of death is unknown, but it seems like the side of my head was smashed in after my death. Who would do such a thing? Nah.
Me, I would.
Nah.
It's pretty fun. Have you tried it?
This is the beginning of everything.
Okay. I guess he only has one, huh?
Well, because Kinzo had a state where we didn't know where he
Yeah.
was, but not necessarily dead.
Ouch! I was found shot to death in front of the witch's portrait. How impudent of me to challenge a witch with nothing but a mere gun. Of course I'd end up like this. It seems like this is actually Beato reading these.
I don't
some
care.
of them
Well,
or
it's
something,
funnier
but I
if we
don't
do it
care.
this way.
Yeah. Youch! I'm missing. Even though I was given a precious invitation to the Golden Land, a single fool refused to believe in the witch, and all the magic disappeared. I was then chewed to bits by demons and went to hell. Fuck that.
Jesus Christ!
I was found in the parlor. My thigh had a weapon resembling an ice pick sticking out of it, and my face had been smashed. The seventh twilight gouged the knee and kill. That's what happened to me. Oh.
I was found dead in the bed of a guest room inside the mansion with a weapon resembling an ice pick sticking out of my forehead. It had an L on it too, incidentally. That's a reference to a popular pop song that maybe you know. No? You're not... I'm not going to move on from this joke until you react to it, so...
Ouch. I was found in the bathroom of the same guest room that Ava was found in. I died in the way I'd always dreamed of. Nude, in a home that's not my own, and the subject of a deeply confusing investigation. Like Ava, there was a weapon resembling an ice pick sticking out of my forehead. You can't see either of them by looking through the gap of the door while You can't see either of us by looking through the gap of the door while the chain is set. You can't see us, so you can't reach us. Hey, how could a human possibly kill us?
I keep saying it's just a fucking magnet.
Oof. I'm missing. Even though everyone was getting along so well after being reunited in the Golden Land, all of the magic came to nothing because of a certain hard-headed fool.
Hey!
Afterwards, the demons chewed me to the bone and I went to hell. Again. Fucking Wednesdays.
Don't. I'm not using Battler voice for everything, but I want to use Battler voice because this is small little bits here. Can we execute Beta?
We should try. What a useless dream, to try and kill me despite being a mere human. Fire your bullets and they will nearly reflect back towards you like the light off a mirror.
She knows how to shine.
I do. I've been practicing.
But she doesn't keep a fuck. She doesn't know what Smash Bros is, but she knows it.
However, there does exist just one way to kill me. Just one way. You hold
Just
that
one
method.
thing.
You hold that method in the palm of your hand. Though I doubt one as mediocre as you could ever pull it off.
Fair enough. I already forgot what voice I gave him.
You just gave him a deep voice of some sort. It was fine.
My corpse was found inside the rose garden storehouse. My face seems to have been smashed in after death. I have a right to lament my ill fortune.
He has a right to lament it. Interesting.
He was the one that was he was the replacement for Natsuki.
Oh.
Is that what the implication is?
Maybe. Maybe. We'll see.
Honestly, I'm just really pissed off that my voice doesn't seem to be consistent across any 2 episodes.
It's okay. Mine neither.
My corpse was found inside the rose garden storehouse.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
My face seems to have been smashed in after death. I was chosen by the demon's roulette. That's all there is to it. By me! This fool made the world where everyone could be happy all come to nothing. I did that. Though Beato is extremely angry, she also seems to be enjoying herself immensely. It's almost as though she waited 1,000 years to get her hands on a toy as fun as me. Wait,
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Hopefully, even this fool will be able to see you before too long.
I sure hope so. These toes aren't gonna lick themselves.
See you?
You.
So it says, hopefully even this fool will be able to see you before too long.
Maybe this is Bernie.
Oh, this is Bernie.
Maybe.
This is Bernie.
Some of them seem to be Beato. I don't know.
Or maybe she's talking about us, the player?
I don't know.
I was found in the parlor. I had a weapon resembling an ice pick sticking out of my stomach, and my face had been smashed. At the 6th twilight, gouge the stomach and kill.
Ouch. My corpse was found inside the Rose Garden storehouse. My face seems to have been smashed after my death. I'll get to see her again, so I don't feel lonely. Interesting. Get to see her again. Her again. Beatrice?
I wish I knew whose voice it was. Is it
Or yeah, I don't know. I think it's meant to be vague and confusing though here. I'm sure it'll make more sense as we go on.
Missing. Also, ouch. Why would you do that? Missing.
I'm sorry I had to. My bad.
it seems like
Yeah, I don't know. My corpse was found inside the Rose Garden storehouse. It seems the side of my head was smashed after my death. Also, ow. Don't worry, everyone will be revived in the Golden Land.
Ow, you shot me! I was found in the boiler room with a weapon resembling an ice pick sticking out of my chest. How presumptuous of lowly furniture like that. Which makes me think it's...
You will see.
I was as tired as a cook. My corpse was found inside the Rose Garden storehouse. My face seems to have been smashed after my death. How unfortunate. A Apparently, I was originally supposed to be on duty in the guest house.
I was found in the parlor. Half of my calf had a weapon resembling ice pick sticking out of it, and my face had been smashed. Oh, at the twilight ghostling and kill. Oh no.
All right, we learned some info. We have learned some info.
It's still unclear what voice these tips are meant to be in.
I imagine deliberately. Let's see.
Oh no. Please, let me have the mercy of dying once and for all.
No.
All right. And just because this is kind of a weird episode, we are going to do the first bit of the, we'll do the first bit of the next of part 2 as well, just to make sure that there's like some real meat in this episode. Turn of the Golden Witch. Good morning. The Golden Witch eagerly awaits your arrival. Please do grant her that wish. Were you able to get a good rest and perfect your strategy? The witch expects a lot from you, and is more than ready to launch an assault right from the start. I also look forward to seeing your strategy. Okay, so it is Bernie. It is Bernie, yeah.
For this, we don't know that there's a consistent voice for all of these things.
That's true.
The difficulty level is extreme.
Oh, we went from... Okay, Jesus. Uh-oh. The YouTube police again.
They found us. That was our last copyright strike of all time.
Oh, no.
Wait, what?
Oh, it's Shannon. Okay, there you go.
George Sama, please look. They're so cute. Look.
Shannon Power found a pair of hammerhead sharks swimming playfully in the tank, and looked as excited as a grade schooler seeing an aquarium for the first time.
Yeah, they really are cute.
What is this short?
Did you know that sharks are older than the rings of Saturn?
What?
They are.
What?
Did you know that?
I did, and it fucked me up a little bit. What does that say? Tomitake Flash?
Yeah, I guess. Looks like it. Wait, was Tomitake the photographer in Higurashi? I think he was.
Hold on, let me... Oh, should you look that up?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll read George while you do that. Almost makes me want to eat them. I'd feel so sorry for them. I'm also sorry my voice is different while Vivian is looking something up. Did you know? I hear the Japanese are the only people in the world who go to aquariums and say, how delicious everything looks. Is that so? I'm sure even Americans and Italians would want to eat these. These clothes, they look good on you. Really. Shannon clutched at her chest with both hands in embarrassment. She apparently felt like she was being made fun of for wearing these clothes she wasn't used to. Though George's face didn't show it, he'd actually said something so completely unexpected that it surprised even him. And he was embarrassed as Shannon on the inside.
What does... Oh, I was wondering what George's and Shannon's casual outfits look like in the new art.
Oh, in the new art?
Yeah, we haven't seen them.
We'll
Once
check.
they pop up again, we have to see. And it absolutely is Tomitake Jiro from Higurashi.
Nice. Why would George have a t-shirt? Never mind, I don't care.
He likes that guy's photography, I guess.
Apparently. However, when he saw how embarrassed Shannon was, he started to imagine he was teasing a girl he liked. And instead of embarrassment, a ticklish amusement welled up in him.
Wow.
No, he wasn't just imagining it. He really was teasing the girl he liked. Yeah, someone in the comments pointed out how creepy this was, though.
Huh.
Mostly from, like, the age gap when George would have had it to start picking up on it, and it's like... Unsubscribe. Unsubscribe from that ship. Before now, he wouldn't have expected to hear a line like that anywhere else these days, not even in a manga or something. In fact, if he'd seen another couple acting like this, his first instinct would probably be to start throwing rocks at them. But even if someone were to start throwing rocks at us now, I'm sure they'd be no different from confetti celebrating our relationship. Now, I can't even remember those lonely days, when I felt jealous of couples who were completely oblivious to their surroundings. To use an old-fashioned phrase, these really are rose-colored days I'm living in. I'm so entranced that I barely notice the massive tank in the world's largest aquarium anymore. Instead, all I see are expressions flitting across Shannon's face as she plays with the fish.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's my first time seeing a tank large enough for a whale to swim in.
Whales aren't older than the rings of Saturn, silly.
What do their new arts look like? I hate it.
I don't like them as much, but for some reason Shannon's is less appalling to me. That's it. Also, you can see more of George's shirt on this one.
And I guess the same amount of George's chest, though the other one's a deeper V-neck. I heard this tank is the biggest selling point here, and that it's the biggest in the whole world. Is that so? That's amazing. It's really wonderful. It doesn't even look like a tank at all. More like they sliced off the part of the sea with a knife and brought it here. You're right. This really is a little sea.
Despite its size, I hadn't thought of the tank as anything more than a tank. That's why I found her metaphor so interesting. No matter how far humans broaden their experiences, they always end up viewing the world through the lens of their own values. Maybe that's why it's so interesting to interact with people who have different worldviews. I voiced my thoughts on this. She responded.
True, this may not be the real sea. But if those little guys swimming in there believe it's the sea, then that's what it is. Even though they're inside a finite tank? The sea is finite too. Then again, even if the sea were infinite, how much could we cover in our whole lives? I'm sure it'd be only a minuscule fraction of the sea. You're right. It's ironic, isn't it? Even though the world is so vast, most of us humans live our lives without ever leaving our own country. If the inhabitants... I don't know if I'm the one speaking. If the inhabitants of a place believe they're living in a complete world, then even the bottom of a narrow well can be a wonderful world, an entire ocean. At least to the frogs that live there.
Shannon, who spent her days as a servant on a small island, 10 kilometers in circumference called Rokkenjima, said that with a smile.
Interesting start.
Turn of the Golden Witch. Interesting.
I at first misread it as turn off the Golden Witch.
You should run me a battler. We got some new pictures this time.
Yeah. Usharomia George. Usharomia Jessica.
Ushiromia Maria. I'm here too.
Kinzo.
Yeah, Kraus. Ava.
Natsuhi. Hideyoshi.
Rudolph. Voice to be determined later.
Rosa.
Kyrie.
Shannon.
Goda.
Genji.
Some other people. And me. Beato.
Why do you always have to be like the star of your own thing and you're... This is so fucking like self-gratifying. Like, why are we even doing this?
Exactly.
If you don't start interesting me soon, I'm gonna go back to playing Breath of the Wild. You tried the new DLC out?
No.
It's really hard.
Okay.
Is what I would say if I could download it if someone... This is not the story I expected.
Yeah, this is very different.
After we finished walking through the whole aquarium, we had a small, late afternoon lunch at a restaurant with a nice view. The word buffet has the power to make any boy's heart leap. I was like that myself once, but with Shannon beside me, this buffet felt different. I couldn't shamelessly pile on the only the things I liked. I was, how should I put it?
You can't.
Worried about my appearance and chose a menu suited for a snob. Toast, salad, coffee. If I'd been by myself, I would have made a pile of oily stuff like yakisoba, mashed potatoes, gratin, so on.
Shannon, is that going to be enough for you? If it is, then I guess we men are animals with really bad fuel efficiency. That's not what I...
On Shannon's tray, there was only a tea and a salad. Maybe the mere fact that I thought she was a whole plate short proved I was thinking with a man's stomach.
Actually, I should be asking you the same thing. Why don't you have any fucking yakisoba on there, or mashed potatoes? Don't you
Or
think men
gratin.
should eat a little bit more than that? I imagine you normally eat much more for lunch, right? Oh, right. Dang. Come to think of it, you already know how much I eat normally because of meals I've had at the head family household. That's right. You can't
Well, then who
hide
am I-
shit from me.
Then who am I doing this for?
I know, right? Who are you doing this for? So I was worried you might have an upset stomach today.
I can control the laser mouse by just rubbing my fingers along the bottom of it. This is amazing.
And yet highly inefficient, most likely.
So, Shannon was kind enough to guess that I wasn't feeling well. Looks like my stupid attempt to show off made her worry. And apparently my stomach wasn't going to let me show off any longer.
God. Okay, I'll confess. I was just trying to look cool. I held back just because I was with a girl. I thought so. Considering how much you eat during lunch at the family conferences, I thought this wasn't nearly enough. Please, don't be so reserved and feel free to go choose another dish. It's not fair for only me to be embarrassed. What about you, Shannon? How will you be able to keep up with the Ushiromiya family workload on such a sparse diet? How...
Shannon fell silent and blushed bright red. Apparently I wasn't the only one showing off. When I realized that, my embarrassment disappeared completely.
Oh, so that's not enough for you either, is it? Yeah, you usually eat a bit more than this for lunch.
Fucking rich people. Like, I go into a restaurant, I order what I'm gonna eat.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I'm worried what other people are gonna see on my plate. I better order something that looks good to that. Like, no, you can't afford that shit. You order what you're gonna eat. You can't afford to do any of this fancy showing off shit. Stop making eating food into some kind of performance.
Go to fancy restaurant, order plate of dirt.
I'll eat my dirt and I'll feel, oh my god, yeah, they're right. That is the thing that happens, isn't it?
A woman's stomach is made of magic, so this is enough. So we've both been showing off to each other. Let's not hold back anymore, shall we?
Why does George have dog tags?
I fought in the Great War.
You what?
Let me tell you, it wasn't so great.
You what? I smiled to show that I wouldn't make fun of her anymore and rose from my seat.
After finally coming to Okinawa, it'd be a waste if we didn't eat some bitter melon. I'll go get some fried bitter melon or something. Shannon, come with me. Come on, come on. Ah, yes.
To anyone watching us, we might seem like an incredibly charming and embarrassing couple. But it's only after becoming a couple that you realize, to us this exchange of words is everything, our entire world. That's why no matter how much everyone else stares at us with blank expressions, we never notice. Indeed, at this age I finally understand the feelings of couples who want to endlessly flirt without any regard for their surroundings. I don't. You could be playing like Smash Bros. Could watch anime. There's so many other things you could be doing. After I returned with the plate piled up with fried food, Shannon arrived with a pretty cake. While laughing at our fake stoicism, we resumed our lunch.
Even though it's a restaurant with a view of the sea, it's so cloudy.
Luckily, our window seats gave us a view of seaside scenery so grandiose that it extended even beyond our field of vision. However, because of the cloudy sky, we were only seeing a fraction of its usual beauty.
That's right. If it were clear, we'd undoubtedly see a deep blue sea. Yep. I'll bet you're... Wait, who's talking where?
This is probably George.
Okay, I had it backwards. Yep, I'll bet you're already used to the sea around Rokkenjima, but the deep blue of the sea here would surely have been a sight to see. It's a real shame. Oh, but no matter how blue the sea is at work, it might as well be gray to me. But I'm not working today, so,
Apparently Shannon was doing her best to say an embarrassing line, but I didn't let her get off easy.
So close. If only you'd said, when watching the sea alone with you, George-sama, it looks deep blue no matter how gray it is. I'd have given you full marks and a prize. I'm sorry. Want to hear what the prize was?
No.
If you don't mind telling me.
No.
No, I won't tell you. I do mind.
When is this shit gonna pick up? Beato! Beato! You promised something fucking interesting and they're just sitting there eating food and flirting.
I'm fucking napping, jeez.
I
haven't even had my witch pipe yet.
What do you put in that?
Beats me.
Can I try some?
Yes.
Wow, that's really generous. Whoa.
That's no fair.
When I was in elementary school, I was always the kid who got bullied. When everyone teased me, I grew nervous and speechless to the delight of bullies. Back then, I wondered why everyone teased me. But now, teasing Shannon like this, I understand why. This is so much fun. I can play with her emotions however I please, and I can have them all to myself. Right now, I can't think of any greater pleasure. That's why I have to go easy on her. It's not as though I want to make her feel embarrassed and upset. So I decided to be nice and change the subject. Wow, sociopath George. Best not to be too obstinate.
When you finished your lunch, do you want to take a walk on the beach? Maybe the clouds will clear up and we'll get a beautiful view of the sea. That's right. I want to go see it. Yeah, let's do it. But that cake really does look delicious. Maybe I'll go get one of those too.
Maybe you'll get go?
Yeah. You mustn't. If you eat cake after eating so much, you'll get fat. It looks like Hideyoshi-sama's blood is pretty thick in you, George-sama. So you'll get chubby if you don't take care. Shannon, you won't stop liking me if I get fat, will you? After all, I wouldn't stop liking you if you got fat.
Great. I love this conversation.
Yeah.
I, SK, really love this conversation.
Yep. At least George is body positive? Question mark?
I guess? I am hesitant to ascribe too many positive qualities to him.
I didn't mean it that way. If you don't take good care of your body, it'll be bad for your health.
Wow, Shannon, I didn't realize you hate. I can't even go through with.
Mother warns me all the time, too. I wonder if I'll have to take up Tai Chi Chuan or something like she does and get some exercise. When going on a diet, it's better to start by rethinking your eating habits rather than just exercising all the time. Apparently, the exercise only helps if you're eating well first. In other words, you're telling me to hold off on the cake, huh? And I guess I'll just have to gaze at you while you stuff your cheeks with it, Shannon. A whole cake is probably too much, but maybe just half of one would be okay. Here, it's really delicious.
Shannon cut her own cake and tried to move half to my dessert plate. I know that she wanted to share the delicious cake's flavor with me. However, I meanly pulled my plate away from her. She blinked in surprise. She couldn't seem to figure out if I was refusing the cake or not. So I winked, opened my mouth, and said, ah. Fucking straight people. Get a room.
Giggle, giggle. So that's what you really wanted. Sheesh, you're such a pampered child, George-sama.
So is... Oh! Whoa!
Okay, say,
You are way too close. With a partly embarrassed, partly exasperated face, Shannon offered the cake up to me with a fork. Chomp.
Hump.
Hum. It tasted like a cheap chocolate cake you might find anywhere, and yet it was exceptional. Because eating a cake in such an embarrassing way, as if we were a couple of perfect fools, had been my dream for many years. It made this cake's flavor heavenly. The earth is destined to end. I wouldn't have any regrets if it happened right now.
That's pretty lucky, huh?
Wow, that's really mean of you. Why don't you just do it right now? Why are you gonna make him wait for this, huh?
Don't feel like it.
What do you even do around here?
Basically nothing.
Hey! Can I have some more of your magic weed?
Yeah.
If I'm gonna have to deal with this, I might as well be, like, stoned out of my fucking mind while we do it. After that, we gathered shells, ran from waves, and enjoyed each other's company while walking along the beach. In the end, the clouds never parted. However, we both believed that the sea reflected in our eyes was a deep blue.
Somehow, I'm so happy that it scares me. You do say that from time to time. What is it you're afraid of? I'm a servant of the Ushiromiya family. For someone like me to be walking like this with a member of the family, it just felt like it was too much for me. I'm also surprised. I didn't just meet you yesterday or today, Shannon-chan. We've known each other for years now. However, we can only meet during those family meetings that only happen a few times a year. Back then, I couldn't even imagine having the sort of relationship where I could spend time with you like this. It was the same for you too, right? I did imagine it. No, I mean, maybe I should call it a kind of daydream.
Oh yeah, this shit's getting good. Beato, more popcorn.
Okay. This shit is boring. When does the murder start?
You're the one that's doing this entire scenario, Beato.
Oh, I forgot.
Like, if you're not gonna fucking hurry up with the murder, I'm just gonna start making fun of the straights, okay?
Okay, yeah, that's fine by me. I did think about what it'd be like being in a relationship with you, a boy who was always so gentlemanly and considerate, though it was only ever a fantastic daydream. Then we must have your believing heart to thank for our relationship. Magic dwells in the power of love.
That's the power of love.
So I'm sure that magic brought us together, huh? You're right.
Hey, Beato, no spoilers. Was it really magic?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, I said no spoilers.
I really do think it was magic. So is this set in the Golden Land before it falls apart, or what?
I think this might be one of, I'm uncertain, but right now I think this might be at most a year before the events on Rokkenjima.
Okay.
Because it implied they had some kind of relationship before George proposed.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be surprising to me if this is what that looked like.
Yeah. But you know, that's not actually true. As you kept looking more and more beautiful every year, you became a larger and larger presence in my mind, too.
Is he talking about her boobs, Beato?
Yeah.
Hey, Beato, how come your boobs aren't bigger?
I'm sorry my presence isn't larger.
I mean, have you ever just looked at how large your presence is? Like, just really looked at it? Give me another hit of that magic pipe.
Sure. If the same thing happened to you, then the fact that we're here today is simply an inevitable consequence, rather than something caused by magic or a miracle. No. A miracle did happen, George-sama.
She stopped walking down the beach, gazing out beyond the sea.
A miracle? No, it was magic. It happened.
I was bewildered by that slightly mysterious phrase which I sometimes heard her use.
Magic, you say? Yes, magic. I doubt you'd believe me if I explained, so I won't.
Hurriedly hides her 100-card commander decks.
But this bit of magic definitely had the power to grant the miracle that brought us together. Are you talking about some kind of ritual? Yeah, you might call it something like that. Except that it really was magic, not just some ritual.
Maybe it's all girls, not just Shannon, who tend to treat encounters as miracles or coincidences. For a man like me, an encounter with a girl is 70% hard work to try to make her like you, 20% courage, and 10% reason to remember the name. 10% coincidence. The part that means everything to her is a much smaller factor in my mind. Maybe that way of thinking itself is calculating and typical of men. But if I said that out loud, it might dissolve all kinds of magic. To my mind, there were lots of coincidences, compromises, and expended effort on both sides before we gained the relationship we have today. At the culmination of all that, we get to spend this joyful time together. And if she wants to call that magic, I've got no objections to her choice of words. So I'll stand up for that magic.
You're right. If the same fate were repeated 100 times, maybe you and I could get into a relationship like this only one of those times,
Beatel, have you run the numbers on that?
He's off by an order of magnitude.
Oh,
he
that's...
really overestimates his
Oh, wow.
suaveness. Big fucking nerd. In the other instances, even though we'd be aware of each other, maybe we would have only maintained a reserved relationship after all this time. From the perspective of those other me's and you's, you and I are undoubtedly in a miraculous relationship right now. That's not what I meant. It really was magic. I did a whole spell and everything. No matter how often you tell men something like this, they'll never believe it. Ken and Kun didn't believe me at all either. So, teleports behind you.
Nothing personnel, Shannon.
I believe you. I'd hate for the magic to fade away because I didn't believe in it. Battler!
Whoa, can you see us? Beato, can he see us? Can he Hi, guys, I'm here too. Apparently I'm in a cage or something.
Yeah.
Can I play? I want my turn playing the Commodore. I want to play Adventure on the Atari.
Okay, Battler, here's your controller.
Yay!
It stands foot.
That's not a controller.
George-sama.
In a small voice, I apologized for saying something that trivialized her magic. Shannon seemed to be glad to hear me say that. After all, if two people believe in the magic of love, it becomes eternal.
Oh, that's right. I was wondering if you'd be willing to agree to a little whim of mine. Yes? What is it? You call me George-sama, right? It's not that I dislike it, but would you consider not calling me that anymore? Of course, you have to keep up your appearance with the Ushiromi family, so I wouldn't force you to do so during your everyday routine on Rokkenjima. But when we're alone, I'd rather you didn't call me that. Yeah, let's make that a rule. A rule? What would happen if I violated that rule? Maybe we should have some kind of punishment game if you break the rule. Yes, what should it be? Wanna hear? No, I don't want to hear.
Beato, are straight people always this fucking predictable at flirting?
Yes.
Hey, what are straight people? Am I one of those?
It's unclear. Okay. George... San. Yeah, I love the way that sounds. I'm so happy, Shannon. I also have another name. It's Sayo. I see. The rules gotta be fair after all. I'll follow it too, and from now on, I'll call you Sayo. Okay, Sayo? Yes.
I held her shoulder and drew her close. When I forcefully pulled her delicate body towards me, she dove into my chest like a doll. As I held her in my arms, we both looked at the horizon.
What a deep blue sea. I'm so happy we got to look at this sea, just the two of us. Me too. I'm so glad to have a chance to look at this deep blue sea with you.
As we gazed at the gray sea and a light rain began to sprinkle down, we kept listening to each other's heartbeats. Take off your clothes! The sound of waves flows into my ears. No, it's just the sound of an enraged sea. My body, bathed in painfully cold splashes, does not allow me to forget. It won't let me forget the memories of the day my old fate was broken and smashed. Once, tomorrows were literally like looking into a mirror. All I ever saw there was the person I already was. Tomorrow was absolutely no different from today. That was my old fate. But then for the first time I saw a different fate beyond the mirror. The witch whispers to me. She tempts me to take a bite out of the fruit of knowledge. She torments me, saying I'll be furniture as long as I stay in God's paradise.
Interesting.
So I decided to choose the path of knowing love, and tried to become a person. Those days were like sweet honey. But at the time, I didn't realize that they'd be the start of a new kind of suffering.
Understand the concept of love?
I know that one! I thought you didn't have any modern consoles, Beato. You've been hiding them from me this entire time? God, fuck, we could be doing something else. Play Jet Set Radio.
It doesn't have any blood and murder.
No, but you can, like, spray paint, do crimes, beat up cops.
Okay.
I mean, it's just as good. I've arrived at a small island on a motorboat I've only just learned how to use. No, this can hardly be called a small island. It's a little more than a rock, jutting out of the water. On this rock is a torii and a small shrine. It was probably built to worship the guardian deity of Rokkenjima. Even though I don't know exactly what it signifies, I know it has to be something holy. Beato, I saw that.
It's me. I'm the guardian deity of Rokkenjima.
Yeah, we all know it, Beato.
Yeah, but I'm still gonna do a cool pose every time.
Even in a place like this, I've got to take just one more look around to see if there's anyone who might get mad at me for coming. I see nothing but the storm in the ocean.
I'm gonna get mad at you for coming. It's No Nut November.
Beato, you observe No Nut November?
Yeah, I don't have any that month.
Hey guys, what's a nut? Why won't anyone answer me?
Oh.
I see nothing but a stormy ocean. Jima looming in the distance, and the waves breaking against Rokkenjima's steep cliffside. I like the idea of these three MST3King the game.
Yeah. Watching the events of the game on a witch TV. Being the fucking peanut gallery.
I ready myself, timidly approach the small shrine, and take the mirror that lies there as an offering. The mirror looks old, cloudy, and dirty. That would probably make any normal mirror seem horribly cheap. However, since the mirror's been placed in this small shrine, its appearance seems to give off some sort of divine quality. And there's one thing I can tell. This is no simple mirror. It may seem like an old, battered mirror to a non-believer like myself, but it has a great significance. Is it really okay to break this after being captivated by honeyed words? No, this isn't really a mirror. This is the life I couldn't escape until today, my fate. I'll break it. I'll smash it and seize the life that lies beyond this mirror. If I don't smash it, my life will be a pair of facing mirrors forever. Nothing will ever change in the slightest. So wait, is this Shannon?
Seems like it.
Shannon caused the events of the game?
We don't know.
The witch whispers to me. She tempts me to take a bite of the fruit of knowledge. Or maybe I've already tasted that fruit. After all, I've already experienced those maddening emotions. Just as Adam and Eve felt compelled to pluck their fig leaves, I can no longer. Go on, without breaking this mirror. I've struggled with conflicting emotions for many days before this moment. Inside my heart, the virtuous part of me kept on fighting the part that sides with the witch. And now here I am. Did the part of me that's here right now win or lose? There's only one thing I know. To obtain something, you must be ready to lose something. Cowards who won't risk anything, who never try to change anything, will never be given that key that opens the path to a new future. That key is already in my hands, and that key is to break this, to smash it. Is there any other effort I can make as furniture imprisoned in Rokkenjima? No. This is the only way for me. Come, have courage. I'll free myself from being mere furniture, and by accepting a new kind of suffering, I'll become human. This is surely a small, yet large trial I must impose on myself. Come on, smash it.
Smash that light.
Smash it into pieces. The eternally unchanging fate that imprisons me. I raise the mirror high. I think back on the days of conflict that came before, and finishing my reflections in the blink of an eye, I throw it down. The thunder roars, crying out against me for my outrageous act. It is truly the hatred of angels trying to banish me from our eternal paradise. I look down at the mirror tumbling at my feet, broken in 2 equal parts, and after making sure I've accomplished my task, I scream up at the raging skies.
I've kept my promise. Now, it's your turn to keep yours, right?
Thunder roars once more. I've already been banished from paradise, so I'll have to struggle on my own if I want to live. The witch told me. That is the single element of this world. To lose it means losing the world. Like how a canteen with a hole in the bottom can't be filled no matter how much water you pump into it.
I've kept my promise. Now, it's your turn to keep yours.
Couldn't you just, like, put the top on the canteen, then turn it the other way around? And then just drink at the hole in the bottom? Am I dumb? I feel like that's obvious, right?
Please, grant my wish. Beatrice-sama! Yeah, that's me.
Oh! Theme music!
I see.
We didn't get to hear the theme music last time because we were stream set up. Also, you can't get the soundtrack for this game in one single place because there are multiple artists and licensings involved.
Annoying.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try to scrounge together as much of it as I can.
Hello. By the courtesy of Hats Unlimited. There's one hat.
I only have the one hat. It's just the one.
Hey, that one's me! Oh, hey, it's Jessica and George. They're my friends.
Friends.
Wait, why do you say that?
Why does Natsuhi look so creepy there, huh? All the adults look angry as fuck, but that makes sense.
Oh, they've got the fucking drama masks. That's cool. Oh, magic circles. I want one of those. Hey, Beatrice, can you make a magic circle for me?
Yeah. Guess what it does?
It gives me a Nintendo Switch?
No. More fun for me.
Oh, no.
It's just a red circle drawn around Beatrice's foot.
Why does she always want me to do something with her foot? Badler, I have a magic circle for you. It's one that makes you shut the fuck up. Shh, starting again. Oh, my mind wandered. Back to the days when I could barely imagine the happiness I have now. I was a middle schooler at the time, a normal girl who thought about love as much as you'd expect of someone that age. But in truth, it was wrong of me to have that dream. After all, I am furniture. Furniture is nothing more than a tool, not a human. As a person less than human, simply receiving an education was an enormous blessing. So in reality, even thinking about falling in love was more than I deserved. The Ushiromiya Family Conference was a customary event held every October, but relatives sometimes visited at other times. Of course they didn't come just to drink tea. On this day, Ava's family was visiting the head family on Rokkenjima. The 3 members of Krause's family and the 3 members of Ava's family had gathered in the parlor, and were having a friendly chat about recent events.
Oh, I'm sure it was friendly, yeah.
Genji had supposedly told Kinzo of Ava's family's arrival, but he still hadn't come down. He was probably immersed in his research and couldn't spare the time. This often happened, so the others waited patiently for their fickle father to arrive. Oh, I'm in this one again. How promising. Make sure you work hard under your father, building the skills you'll need if you want to lend him a hand soon.
Thank you very much for your condescending advice. I've learned countless precious things from the many experienced people Father has introduced me to.
Oh, he knows how to tell condescension. That's a good sport. What a great champ you've got there.
And these were all things I could never have learned in school. When you're in school, it's not math and language you're learning. What they're really teaching you is the right outlook and attitude for learning more. Once you got that base, you can finally start a long period of study that'll last your entire life. People who don't get this end up spending their whole lives as fools who never learn. Just getting full marks in math and language won't do you any good at your company.
Indeed, that's exactly right. Hideyoshi-san, your style of education never fails to impress.
George isn't quite a full man yet. He'd better always keep that in mind and embrace his studies.
Stop it, dear. George is always giving it his all. Right?
Truly admirable. I wish our Jessica would learn from him. Sheesh, Mom. Are you still holding a grudge about that test score? I'm studying for tests the best I can. At least don't say it here. Pissing me off.
Once people started praising George for his diligence, the conversation usually turned to Jessica, who hated studying. Jessica made an openly displeased face, as though she'd known this would happen. My. Schoolwork aside, it seems Jessica had better learn to choose her words a little more gracefully. How improper for the single daughter who bears the weight of the Ushiromiya family crest.
Again with the condescension.
Am I wrong, though?
No.
Am I wrong? Is he wrong, though? I don't know. I feel like I missed like the first eighth of this series, and I'm just kind of jumping in.
It happens to the best of us.
Okay. Come now, she's quite appealing in her own way, isn't she? Times change. The time when we had to act all modest, entertained men ended long ago.
Now everybody is into these, what are they called? Tsunderes? That's right. I knew you'd understand, Aunt Ava.
I also like, because of our headcanon, the implication is none of them are even like, none of them think that it will affect her in any way going forward, and that's so sweet. That's really sweet. Beto, what headcanon? What's a headcanon?
I think it's a type of gun that you mount on it. I don't fucking know.
Oh, I know this one.
That's unfortunate. My headache is truly trying today. Are you okay?
Wait, I know this one.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, go for it.
You ready?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Go.
I can't, I claimed it.
You let me down.
It's sure you can.
No.
No?
Not at all.
Oh, okay.
Are you okay? Aunt Natsuhi, you're looking a bit pale. Buster Wolf, thank you, I am fine.
Oh, see, I knew I was gonna get that one. Why'd you let her...
Still, time really has flown. It feels just like yesterday when you would run around half naked by the beach and come back soaked. Wait a minute. That was yesterday. Why is that one cracks you up today?
Why is that the one that is slaying me? Wasn't your Jessica Chan the same? And now she's a lady who fusses over how to put on makeup. I see you focused on your eyebrows. You look really cute today. You've done a great job wearing your makeup there, Jessica.
Thank you. Thank you very much. No one noticed, so I was a bit unsure of myself.
A full smile rose to Jessica's face as the results of her own studies were finally appreciated.
I'm gonna start a makeup artist channel. Once those are invented.
What is a makeup artist channel?
I don't know. They haven't been invented.
Ava smiled back in the same way. Then she turned that smile towards Natsuhi. Come on, Natsuhine-san. You must take notice of the small changes in your own child. Poor Jessica-chan. Probably wanted your mother to notice first, didn't you?
No problem. That person never notices anything.
She didn't even notice when I started growing boobs. Nah.
You what?
Honey, we've talked about this. We decided long ago we were going to support her. You can't... I'm sorry, Jessica. I know this is not the time nor the place. Jessica, I cannot condone you speaking of your mother in such a fashion. Apologize.
Later, I will speak to you at length about your language. If you don't want kids getting in your way, just say so. I'm gonna take a step outside. It's getting stuffy in here.
Boosh.
Jessica!
I mean, she ain't wrong. Jessica was still at the age where tests and entrance exams were pretty nerve-wracking. Recently, she'd clashed often with her mother, who was enthusiastic about her education.
Excuse me. Kia?
Jessica, who was trying to leave the parlor in a bad mood, bumped into Shannon, who was pushing a serving cart filled with tea.
Ah, Shannon, no need to worry about my tea. I'm just gonna go wander around the garden. M'lady? Shannon, the tea is getting cold. Serve it quickly. My apologies.
Shannon hadn't actually done anything wrong. But Natsuhi felt like something shameful to herself had been shown, lashed out at her emotionally. This was something that often happened in the Ushiromiya family. But it seemed Shannon wasn't strong-willed enough just to accept it and move on. She shrank back and cowered while serving the tea. She had the unfortunate habit of making more mistakes when she cowered. Her pitiful appearance ruined the peaceful atmosphere that had existed a moment before. It wasn't really Shannon's fault, but she thought she might be the source of it and felt pressure on her chest. Her shaking fingers made the utensils clang, and you couldn't have called it graceful, not even just to be polite. The more pitiful she appeared, the greater the silence grew. The more irritated Natsuhi looked, and the more Shannon cowered. Shannon's thin neck felt like it was being suffocated and choked by the reaper known as stress. At that time, George spoke brightly, blowing away the stiff atmosphere.
This smells nice. What kind of black tea is it? This is... No, don't say it. I'll guess. It's a very distinctive smell, so I probably know it.
Beto, do you know this one?
No.
What? I thought you had every single black tea.
There's too many.
Oh, I guess that's fair, actually, yeah. How do you keep track of them all if you have all of them?
I know, right?
Do you have like an index or
A certain a magical index.
I don't get it.
Don't worry about it.
I don't get it. Can you explain the reference to me?
No.
Okay.
Is it Earl Grey?
I know that reference. That's a reference to Steins Gate. Am I right?
No.
Oh, I'll get one these days.
I think it probably is. Yeah, I'll bet it's Earl Grey. When you get back to the kitchen, check the tin.
Huh. George-kun, you know a lot of about black tea, don't you?
One of the company presidents who's looked after me was very knowledgeable about black tea. I managed to pick up a little while listening to him discuss the subject. Oh yeah, the president of Okanogi Foods. Yep, that sort of trivia is that guy's specialty.
The names of black teas often refer to the places they're made, right? So does this come from a place with that name?
Yeah, from what I've heard, it came from this guy named Earl. Gray was his favorite color, so it was named after him. There's a show about it. It's called My Name is Earl. Furthermore, this distinctive smell doesn't come from tea leaves, but from a fruit called a bergamot. Bergamot? Bergamot. One of those, which is a relative of the mandarin orange. Well, is that so? I never knew that. Learning things like that makes tea taste all the more delicious. Same thing goes for alcohol and cigarettes. Luxury
Why don't you
items.
try some both, George? Get you started early.
No thanks, I've been helping Shannon quit. Luxury items have a taste of romance. Knowing stuff like this deepens the taste.
It's the same as reading the list of benefits on a medicine bottle. Natsuhine-san, you should try reading the explanation on your favorite headache medicine someday. Wow! Such a prick!
Giggle, giggle, giggle.
That's a wonderful idea. Try it tonight.
Yes, I'll do so.
Why is her husband joining in on the...
Because he sucks?
Nah, I don't suck. Unless my wife asks me to. I'm a giving lover.
Shannon-chan, try
Did
opening...
I say that in front of the kids?
Shannon-chan, try opening the pot. I could really use a bowl.
Speaking of bowls, can I try some?
Sure, why not?
Whoa! This is just perfectly normal pot. I thought you'd have magic pot in fucking witch world, but no.
Shannon-chan, try opening that pot. You should find some dried bergamot mixed in with the pot leaves. Ah, yes. It's in there. Something like dried orange peels mixed in. Yes. That's probably bergamot. The main ingredient in Earl Grey's scent. That's what he smelled like in real life. The scent is vivid, so you might expect the taste to be intense, but it's still gentle and easy to drink.
Bergamot.
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 I'm sorry, I
bergamot,
mean it's
bergamot.
actually a bergamot. Bergamot.
Bergamot.
Bergamot. No, it's bergamot.
Okay.
Thank you, Google.
If you make it with milk, the scent should become more mild, which works great. If there's anything left in the pot after you've poured for everyone, you should really give it another pass. Don't bogart that. Ah, yes. Thank you very much.
George gave her a small wink.
Look at my
Shannon-
small wink.
It's very small.
It's huge.
Shannon finally realized that George had kind-heartedly swept aside the tense atmosphere in the room, and he had done it for the sake of Shannon herself, a cowering servant. The Ushiromiya family did not pamper their servants. Any display of awkwardness would be harshly punished. So it was rare for them to be giving a helping hand like this. Thanks to George's kindness, Shannon managed to regain control of herself and finish serving tea without further incident. As long as she stayed calm, she could carry out her work elegantly and flawlessly. By the time the black tea was laid out on the table and its elegant scent filled the room, the atmosphere had completely returned to its formal, peaceful mood, and everyone praised George's knowledge.
Praise me.
What? No, they're praising him. Beato. Are you really that needy that you need people praising you all the time? You know, they say true power doesn't need people outside them reinforcing it all the time. It's a sign of a weak ruler that they need to keep being reminded of the fact that they have power.
This noble name isn't gonna praise itself.
Yeah, but, like, it's just petty. Is that really how you want? Listen, I know a great life coach who you can talk to. Plot twist, it's me. I'm the life.
Okay.
Shannon wanted to thank him for saving her, but it didn't look like she would get the chance. So she decided to at least thank him inside her heart, praying to God that George would hear it as she pushed the serving cart away. Are we gonna get like chapter breaks like they did in the other ones, or no?
Almost certainly.
All right.
George Nissan always lends a helping hand at times like that. By changing the topic or something, so he can talk about all the shit he knows. He always fucking does that. But I guess it's helpful in times like this.
It's always about stuff he knows too, never about stuff
Like the sharks and how they're older than the fucking rings of Saturn. Won't shut up about that one.
Shannon and Jessica were in the rose garden. Jessica still hadn't returned to the parlor after getting into a fight with her mother, and was nonchalantly killing time here.
When I think back on it, I get the feeling this wasn't the first time he's helped me like that.
Whenever I made a careless mistake and George was around, I'm pretty sure he'd always naturally smooth things over and restore harmony. Maybe it wasn't something as direct as picking up a fork that had been dropped. But his way of caring, that was his way of caring. Even servants have their pride. They want to fix their own mistakes by themselves, and if a guest lends them a hand, they'll lose face.
He's really good at reading between the lines when stuff like that happens. Well, I guess it's kind of like an art to him. That guy's more of a show-off than he looks.
That's not true. Oh, why am I reading for you?
That's not true. I think he's a really wonderful person. Shannon, you haven't fallen in love with George Nissan, have you?
I know the answer to this one.
Yeah.
I know the answer to this one.
Yeah.
Ooh, pick me.
I think everyone but Shannon knows the answer to this one.
I know the answer to this one. For once, Shannon had disagreed with Jessica in a slightly forceful tone, which immediately caught Jessica's attention.
No, that's not it, I think. Come to think of it, I've hardly heard any stories about George Nissan and love. I think I remember hearing him say that family-oriented girls were his type, didn't I? Sweet, that fits you perfectly, Shannon.
I swear, you start taking E for like 3 years and all you think you're a fucking expert. You grow a pair of tits and all of a sudden...
Wow, rude.
I'm sorry, that was out of line.
Yes, it was.
And they are very nice tits.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
They are. It does? How could I am not suitable for such a thing? Not suitable? Like hell you aren't. You've known him so long, you're practically a childhood friend. Even literally. They say that when you start from a natural relationship where you don't think of the other as a member of the opposite sex, things start to move pretty fast once you start finally thinking about it. There's no doubt.
Jessica loved teen magazines with this kind of story, and she was always getting excited talking about that kind of thing with her friends.
Jessica has friends?
Well, she goes to school.
Okay, right.
Right? So presumably she still has school friends.
Okay, we're just seeing the restricted cast that's been here on Rokkenjima.
Yeah, I'm getting the impression that for the sake of the story, we are only going to see the characters involved.
That makes sense.
But I don't think that we should then take that to mean that it's...
There's nobody else.
Yeah, I think it's deliberate.
Okay, I'll allow it.
She was very quick to pick up on love stories like this. So this wasn't the first time Shannon had been exposed to this kind of story. But this certainly was the first time she'd started thinking of George as a member of the opposite sex.
Previously, she'd thought of George as a member of the same sex.
And then she learned more about herself. She was... Oh wait, we're talking about Shannon, not Jessica. Whoops. I kind of lost track there. She was furniture, while George was an honored guest and a member of the Ushiromiya family. Until now, she'd assumed that even imagining any deeper relationship with him would be impermissible, so she hadn't thought of it. Since it was someone else's problem, Jessica poked fun at it, seeming to enjoy herself. It was all Shannon could do to hide her blushing cheeks.
Oh.
If George were to appear at a time like that, she'd have no chance of keeping her cool. They saw George come out from the entrance hall of the mansion. It looked like he'd seen them as well. He headed over waving his hand. Shannon had to frantically try and regain her ordinary composure before George reached them.
Grandfather finally came down. Now they're having an adult discussion.
With the sickness?
Yeah, yes. So they chased me out. Haha, escaping them was the right choice. It'd be better to kiss the angel of death than look at Grandfather's face. You shouldn't speak that way.
Also, I didn't know you were into Slayer.
But you know, I think Grandfather might think of us as angels of death. After all, we came here to talk about borrowing money for business reasons.
That's right, when this wasn't the customary annual October family conference. Ava's family had visited to apply for a business loan from the head family. Kinzo had vast resources and he lent those out to his children. Of course, they didn't borrow money because they were living in poverty. How would they expand their businesses with the vast sums they wanted to borrow? How much interest would be attached, and how long would they have to repay it? This wasn't the sort of loan designed for the poor. It was a loan for those who were on the offensive. 'Cause, you know, fuck the poors. I guess. Kinzo strictly judged whether it would be worth lending out his fortune, and afterwards, he strictly oversaw its use. So Rokkenjima would sometimes play host to this spectacle where relatives visited and described their businesses to Kinzo. To the parents, these meetings burdened them with a strain of having to move a vast amount of money. But to Jessica, who lived on this isolated island called Rokkenjima, it was a precious opportunity to meet up with her cousins. So being able to talk with the occasional guests such as George like this immediately cured the bad mood she'd gotten into with that fight earlier.
My family's totally stingy too. They probably got money to spare, so why not lend it out graciously? Fucking capitalism. Dad and Grandfather probably get all pig-headed and act all important. It's natural to be prudent when lending money. Of course, my father will use what he borrows to expand his business, and he came with a plan that promises a solid probability of repayment. Because it's fine to have only a probability of repayment as long as you're rich.
Yeah.
Everything else is left up to the presentation.
God damn it, I fucking hate people.
I don't think you hate people.
I don't hate people. I hate these people. The one thing that makes it very hard to get invested in caring about any of these characters is that they're all fundamentally just rich assholes. And nothing changes that, really.
The servants aren't rich assholes.
The servants aren't, you're right. Never mind, I'm rooting for them from now on. Oh no! But what about me? Wait, does that mean Battler was responding to me, that person reading? Oh no. Oh no, I've broken a barrier I'm not comfortable breaking here.
But I really wish I could watch from the corner and learn. Mother chased me out. I'm a little let down and hanging around. I've been listening to that newfangled band called Radiohead. OK Computer is pretty good, but I preferred Pablo.
Hey, at least when I made reference to Slayer, it was contemporaneous.
Oh, nice. It was.
I'm just saying, I know my 80s metal. And someone here has to rely on fucking Milquetoast Thousands alt rock. That's right, I said it. Come at me.
Okay, but...
No, it's OK Computer. See, you can't even get their album names right.
Oh, if we have to pick one of the 90s alt rock ubiquity bands, it's Radiohead.
Sure.
It's not U2. It's not any of the other fucking things.
I mean, I don't hate Radiohead.
Yeah.
I like The Bends. That was a good album.
Yeah. Anyway.
Are you going to read your line, or are we just going to sit here talking about...
No. I'm not.
Beatrice, did they hit the pause button, or what's going on here? I'm getting bored, and if I get bored, I'm getting out of here.
I think they're upset about how every British alt-rock star looks the same as Tom York.
Well, I guess that is true. Have you ever seen him and Matt Bellamy in the same place?
I know, right?
You haven't. No, these people?
It seems the master still tends to scold Kraus-sama and Eva-sama as if they were kids. I'm sure she didn't want to let her son see that.
As Shannon hung her head, she thought back on a scene familiar to those who worked in the mansion. Even Kraus, who acted haughtily towards his siblings, was still treated like a child by Kinzo. Shannon herself had seen Kinzo, herself because she's furniture,
Ha ha! High five.
had often seen Kinzo slap Kraus and tell him to sit up straight. It was probably very embarrassing to be coerced like that at his age. Taking care to avoid being present at times like that was one of the important responsibilities had by the servants working here. However, the fact that Shannon had ended up witnessing such a scene meant that she'd messed up at least once in the past.
Yeah, I imagine so. Maybe figuring that out and staying away is part of a child's duty. Ah! That aside, the flowers in this garden are truly splendid this year. I don't know why I just screamed. Ah! That aside,
Flowers!
flowers.
Oh my god, flowers! Beatrice, you didn't warn me there were going to be flowers in this. Why would you put flowers in here?
They're nice.
You need to put a content warning for stuff like that. Jesus! George stretched as he said that. And then he smoothly changed the subject away from one that was a little gloomy.
Have you heard about sharks?
Yeah, George, I've heard about sharks. They're older than the rings of Saturn, right?
Son of a bitch.
Did you have any other factoids you wanted to share, George?
No.
Well, I thought not. Then sit the fuck down. This time, Shannon noticed it too. This person, George, could sensitively figure out the situation and always change the subject to something harmonious out of kindness. It was so smooth that Shannon hadn't noticed it until today. Today, Shannon really had to admire the way George did that. Of the boys close to Shannon's age that she'd known, nearly all had been classmates during her period of mandatory education. But they had all been young, and none possessed the composure George had. Mere moments ago, he had just been another guest, but right now she couldn't help but think of him as something more. However, such thoughts were mere distractions from her work as a servant. Shannon tried to chase them away with a small shake of her head.
That was... I did a small
I think
shake
you
of
hit
my-
Michael.
Oh yeah, I think I probably hit the mic with my ever-lengthening hair because no haircuts ever.
Oh my god. As soon as I can get a haircut, I'm going to be so happy.
You could right now. We have scissors.
Yeah, we could.
I wouldn't suggest it though. I do not have steady hands, and I do have a joint injury.
Okay, yeah, that's true. First line's Jessica, second line Shannon.
Sup? No, it's nothing. Shall I make some tea? I will prepare some more of that orgure. Yeah. Ahaha, so you've remembered the name of that tea. I'm glad. Must be because of my completely accurate background knowledge. Thank you for your concern back then.
Shannon was finally able to put her gratitude into words. If you wrote it out, it wouldn't be very long, but Shannon had needed a little spark of courage to say it out loud. But George played dumb.
What do you mean?
Like how his glasses get all foggy when he's being an asshole.
I don't remember doing anything I should be thanked for.
He seemed to be playing the gentleman in his own way, letting her know he wasn't doing it out of a desire for gratitude. George's response seemed to be more or less exactly what Jessica had predicted. She couldn't help but burst out laughing.
See? Isn't he a bit of a show-off at times like this? No, that's not.
Jessica poked fun at Shannon as the latter remained silent, red-faced. George didn't know the details, but he naturally joined in, laughing the same way.
Yeah, I am a show-off.
Three of them lazily walked around the garden, catching up on recent events. Hey, did you hear about sharks? George-sama, have you heard about sharks?
Yes.
George, as the oldest cousin, talked about his life experiences. Jessica talked about recent life on Rokkenjima, and Shannon talked about her recent work. They kept going on and on about these trivial things. Even when Shannon heard the others talk about deeply interesting things, she never felt any particular interest in the actual content of their stories. She was nothing more than a servant, and she had no intention of delving into her master's lives. She simply wanted them to enjoy their time speaking with her, and would only pretend to listen intently and nod at the right moments. But for some reason, the things George talked about today seemed to catch her interest powerfully. Even things she'd normally ignored that felt like they contained a trace of kindness behind the words. For some reason, she wanted to know more things about George, no matter how trivial. So she stared fixedly at him. She thought that as far as looks went, this Urashirumi George, probably about average and didn't stick out in any particular way. But he was diligent, serious, and had a deep prudence which allowed him to understand people's hearts and show concern. But she'd never noticed these things before now. She may not have met him many times, but she'd known his face for many years. Even so, she hadn't noticed once until now. Shannon, embarrassed by her own obliviousness, blushed. George, perhaps thinking that Shannon would listen intently to his stories, kept talking happily and at length about things he'd done and seen. But Jessica didn't miss that slight change in Shannon. So she decided she'd change the conversation to the topic she was sure Shannon was most interested in.
Oh yeah, come to think of it. George Nissan, have you finally gotten a girlfriend or what? Where did that come from?
Normally that reaction should have been answer enough, but for some reason as she was now, Shannon wouldn't be able to understand it unless he said it clearly.
George-sama is very nice, so I'm sure, he's very popular. Well,
Fucking straight, people.
Quit it, Shannon. Isn't cornering him like that actually pretty mean? I wasn't trying to be mean. Well, I'm flattered that you have that mistaken impression of me, but unfortunately, I still haven't had a relationship with any particular girl.
I've had many relationships with many non-particular girls.
General girl. After all, my looks are below average, as you can see. And I can't speak tactfully in a way that can entertain a girl. I just go on about fucking sharks.
I don't think that's true. I love sharks. And the sharks around Saturn. I'm paying attention.
I don't think that's true. And I think a man's charm is decided by something that can't be measured by his appearance. That's why, I think you might be considered, a very attractive man, George-sama.
Shannon was being uncharacteristically verbose. She hardly ever spoke at such length. Jordan seemed fairly pleased to hear someone applaud his charm like this, but he was just a little surprised at this sudden high praise. Jessica, now sure her guess was spot on, appeared to be barely holding back laughter.
Thank you, Shannon-chan. I hope I do bump into a girl who's generous enough to feel attracted to me before too long. Yes, I'm sure you'll run into one. I'm sure there's at least one. No, a lot of girls who will recognize your real charm.
She probably wanted to say that there was at least one girl very close to him. Shannon avoided saying that much, drawing a final line as a servant.
Really? I guess I'm kind of embarrassed.
He had probably never been praised this heavily by a girl before. George's face turned bright red as Shannon's. As she watched the two of them, Jessica giggled sadistically.
Well, I'm sure you'll eventually bump into a wonderful partner, George Nissan. But I doubt you'll be able to properly escort your partner as you are now, right? It looks like you're diligent, but you've completely abandoned your study of that. Sorry about that. I'll start studying that bit by bit. And how do you plan to do
Beto,
that?
what is
all
that?
by your... You know, that.
No, I don't. What?
Okay.
You know, that! How do you not know that? Okay, if Badler knows this and I don't, I feel like I'm missing something. And just no one's gonna explain it, are they? They're just gonna... Alright.
And how do you plan to do that all by yourself? Are you gonna watch romance movies or something? Break out the Jergens lotion? Oh no, I deeply regret bringing up bad connotation for that. Let's walk that back real quick. Or are you gonna learn from Uncle Hideyoshi? Well, you're acting pretty triumphant. Men are no match for girls when it comes to this sort of thing.
Normally when George and Jessica got together, their parents would say, George is diligent and admirable, and Jessica is lazy and rude.
'Cause I am!
There is no doubting that. So it was probably unbearable fun for Jessica to have their roles finally reversed. George realized this as well, so he resigned himself to being the one getting teased for once.
So, George Nissan, as long as you're okay with it, why not practice a bit with Shannon? It'll be your job to keep Shannon entertained all day long on a date. What do you think? What are you... Milady?
When she heard Jessica's audacious plan, Shannon's face turned bright red with a poof, and a donut of smoke started to rise from her head.
Wow, that seems alarming. Do I need to get an extinguisher?
It's like fucking Acme cartoons over here now.
That's a very tempting plan, but I wouldn't want to burden Shannon, Sean. It'd just end up wasting one of her precious days off, wouldn't it? I'd be butting in on that sacred time that she should be spending alone with someone she really likes. I couldn't do something so boorish. I also, don't have a person I have feelings for or anything, so, there's no need to hold back for my sake.
Shannon's blood had all rushed to her head, and it looked like even she didn't know what she was babbling about. Jessica, who knew how Shannon normally was, seemed to be finding this hilarious. She couldn't hide her cackling laughter anymore.
Is that true? I can't believe a cute girl like you would be single, Shannon-chan. I am a servant, so, of course I don't have any relationships with boys, which means that if Shannon ever wants a chance at getting herself a wonderful guy, she needs practice with relationships too, right?
Hey, Beato.
Yeah.
Are we ever going to talk about how Jessica looks like you? Exactly like you?
I know, kind of cool, right?
Yeah, how does that happen?
Yeah, cosmic coincidences, bro.
Is there like some kind of relationship there? Or?
Who the fuck knows? I'm sure it'll turn up at some
I would
point.
hope you do. Do you not?
No, we're only in chapter 2.
Oh,
I don't know how it ends.
But how do you not know how it? Oh my god! I could be doing anything else right now. I could be playing Clubhouse 41 games. They have like Go. We could be playing Go.
More than 40 games.
Whoa, that's more than 40.
So you both want the same thing. Sweet, that'll be perfect.
See, she even laughs like you. Jessica irresponsibly cheered the two of them on. By now, even George was hanging his head and turning red. George, I've been calling to you for a while now. Didn't you hear me? When Ava appeared in what was already an embarrassing situation, both of them got even more flustered. Jessica watched and laughed loudly.
Mother, sorry, I was so engrossed in our conversation. I didn't notice. Oh, Ava-sama, you have my deepest apologies.
Looks like you young kids are getting really fired up together. You're all about that age. Oh, I know how kids your age can talk about that sort of thing forever. You know, your age, like 24. That's how old you are, George. You're 24 years old, and you're acting like you're in fucking middle school.
Come on, you're still young yourself, Aunt Ava. Please tell us how you and Uncle Hideyoshi met.
Oh my, there's no way I could say that. Giggle, giggle, giggle. You all really are so young. Come to think of it, I giggle a lot too, don't I?
It runs in the family.
I can't tell if it's something I'm meant to be picking up on. Why am I talking like I'm narrating? Hey, Beato, I think something went wonky with the narration device.
Yeah, the voices switch a lot.
That's so inconsistent. Why can't they just do the same voices for all the characters all the time? How hard could it be to remember that many voices?
It's pretty hard.
I think they're just being lazy. We need to have a talk with the people in charge of this.
So, what is it, Mother? You called because you wanted something, right?
Your father and the rest have finished talking. We're going to talk to Grandfather about you, so come on.
About me? What could that be?
The same thing you were all talking about just now. You know what I mean, right?
Oh, that. That isn't really something we need to talk to Grandfather about, right? What's going on? Wait, George Nissan, are you getting married? Congratulations.
Congratulations?
Congratulations.
Congratulations! Why are we all clapping? Is it a reference?
No. Didn't I just say I didn't have a particular woman I was interested in?
That isn't something to brag about, is it? Good grief. Ava smiled bitterly, looking a little exasperated.
Oh, I get it. George Nissan, it's one of those, right? An omiyai, a marriage meeting. A marriage meeting, you say? Well, yeah.
Surely as a man, George wanted to find a partner by himself and bring her home with him. So it seemed he thought it a bit pathetic to meet his partner for the first time in a marriage meeting arranged by his parents.
Shouldn't marriage meetings be done at a more mature age?
George, you're 24, you're a fucking adult.
I still don't feel like I've become a full-fledged adult.
Of course, we have no desire to rush into an immediate engagement or marriage, right? There's nothing wrong with deepening your friendship first, then having her moved out to our family register after you've gotten older and settled down. Judging by Ava's forceful attitude and George's non-committal one, the others could catch a glimpse of the story behind this marriage meeting. They didn't know who George was supposed to be meeting, but it was surely someone who would profit Ava's family in a business sense. The very fact that they'd be satisfied with a mere engagement to deepen the relationship between the two families, rather than an immediate marriage, made it feel almost like a political maneuver. Wow, so George was being really big-balled by, proposing to, oh wow. You see, marriage isn't something you should enter into only after you start liking something. You marry first and then you adjust. If you marry based purely on emotions, you'll always end up regretting it. There's certainly nothing wrong with choosing a person with a secure background for your partner in life and then developing your affection later.
Auntie Ava, isn't that kinda rude to Uncle Hideyoshi?
I love that man. I want to always be with him and to live my life by his side.
Ava-sama, that's wonderful. Truly splendid.
Thank you. But we built up those feelings while we were husband and wife, you see? And I believe that in the future we'll be much, much closer than we are now.
We won't tragically die or anything.
Best for a married couple. Well, on the one hand, I completely disagree with her. On the other hand, she followed through on one.
Yeah.
She's like, yep, we arranged for that and we deepened that relationship afterwards and now we both love each other deeply. And like, okay, I guess if that works for you, I'm not gonna knock it, but
don't
be
push your kid into it if that's not what they
let's
want.
not be prescriptive about it.
Still, I don't think you can use that to argue that it's okay to marry someone you don't even like.
But it also doesn't mean that it's okay to marry anyone, as long as you like them. It only takes an instant to get married, but your life as a married couple will last a long, long time after that. So you should search with prudence and avoid making decisions based on momentary emotions. Otherwise, I will literally kick your ass. I know all kinds of martial arts. I will literally kick your ass. Literally.
I don't doubt it, Mom.
Don't you think a matter like this would be better handled by us, rather than a person lacking in life experience such as yourself?
That may be true, but
I'm proud of you, my only son. You've grown magnificently, and I'm sure you'll do us proud no matter where you go. And now that Battler-kun has left the family register, you are father's only male grandchild, carrying his blood. We must prudently choose a fitting partner for you. Hey, I know that one! That one character they were talking about! That one was me!
yes.
Is he always like this?
Yes.
Why do you keep him here?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I just wanted to play with my Nintendo GameCube. As everyone related to the Ushiromiya family knew, Ava adored George immensely, but that didn't mean she had pampered him. She had been strict with him and had raised him into a wonderful boy who wouldn't betray her expectations. That was why she treasured him so. Your partner certainly won't be selected based on your parents' profit and loss. I'll bring you a suitable and truly wonderful woman.
She'll be chosen based on your profit and loss. The only factors that matter in a relationship.
At this moment, your immaturity might make this seem unpleasant to you. But if you're going to take my advice on anything, listen to me now. Have I ever failed to act in your best interest?
No, you haven't.
That's enough for now. So let's go. We're keeping the father waiting. Hurry to the mansion.
Well, sorry, you two.
I gotta go meet my future wife.
See you later.
George bowed to the two of them, and after bowing once more to Shannon, he dashed off to the mansion. I'll be going with him. Forgive me for interrupting such an entertaining conversation, Jessica-san. Shannon-chan.
No forgiveness.
What?
Please don't worry about it. Come on, Shannon. Let's go. Yes.
Hi! It's okay. I'm sure you'll meet someone wonderful soon, too, Jessica-chan. Wonderful person suitable for you. Did you notice I was sure to make it gender neutral this time? I've been learning. I hope that shows.
So, if he's at the same level as me, haha, you mean a guy with shit grades? That kind of pisses me off.
I
laugh when I'm angry.
I was genuinely trying to show you that I was doing some growth and trying to support you. Why do you have to be like this? And of course, you too, Shannon-chan. I'm sure the wonderful man suitable for you will appear.
Yes. Thank you very much.
As Ava giggled and smiled, she approached Shannon's ear with a hand over mouth, as though she was trying to tell her a secret.
Huh?
I'm sure you'll find a perfect match for a lowly servant like yourself. Have you forgotten to be grateful for your education? Know your place.
That's not what I meant.
George is the eldest grandson carrying father's blood. He's a person who may bear the burden of the Ushiromiya family someday in the future. To answer to that expectation, he has studied tirelessly, entered a wonderful college, and is getting wonderful grades. Did you really think you could snatch George away? You uneducated, incompetent, unqualified, uncultured servant! Those malicious words all poured into Shannon's ear without spilling a drop. To Shannon, it was like cold water is being poured in there.
I didn't mean...
This was all whispered to Shannon in secret, and with the same smile as before. Jessica, who could only see Ava's expression, didn't think it was anything other than Ava telling Shannon some embarrassing story about love. When the secret conversation ended, Ava patted Shannon's shoulders, as though she was urging her on. Don't worry. I'm sure you'll find a perfect match for a partner. Right? Oh, right. Gotta cut back on the evil laughter.
Okay, it's okay, it runs in the family.
See you later.
Yeah, see you later. And make sure you tell me about you and Uncle Hideyoshi next time.
No way. Ava laughed loudly and headed back to the entrance hall. Behind Jessica, who was cheerfully waving her hand, Shannon reflected very, very deeply on those words of Ava knowing her place.
Huh. I'm surprised it hasn't done the scene transition thing with the clock. Oh, but that's because we haven't hit the time yet.
Oh, is that why it's not doing it?
I bet it is. I bet it is.
Oh.
Also, one thing I was thinking, the shattering. Was that the mirror shattering?
Maybe.
The shattering sound that happens in the transition?
That could be it. Do we want to keep going for a bit then? Or do you want to end here?
I don't know.
I'm ready to keep going if you are.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm still in the groove. Well, let's get a bit more in the bank before, and then we can see what we do afterwards.
Okay.
It's time for me to take a serious look at how full of myself I've been acting. I forgot. I'm furniture. Furniture isn't human, so I am a being who must feel gratitude for even being treated like a human, and I'm not permitted to wish for anything more. People sometimes develop affection for furniture they're used to using, but that is an emotion on the human side, and the furniture has no right to hope for such a thing. It is enough that furniture serves with simple honesty day after day. That feeling I got when talking to George-sama and Jessica-sama is the same as a forbidden drug to me. In other words, it may be an emotion I must never experience.
Shannon, you've had your head in the clouds for some time now. Do you not feel well? No. My apologies.
Natsuhi's words were right on the mark. Even Shannon couldn't believe that she hadn't noticed Natsuhi until she had called. Normally it was essential that she focus on her cleaning at this time of day, but she spent all her time sighing and hardly making any progress.
Even when there aren't any guests around, you must always be alert. Behavior like this is shameful for an Ushiromiya family servant. Yes, ma'am. I will take care from now on. The head and my husband will return very soon. Have you finished cleaning the study? Have you finished cleaning the staircase? My apologies. Not yet. Yes, I know. So I had Lunon do it. While you were plodding around cleaning the hallway, she finished cleaning the study and the staircase. That's because, I wanted to clean it properly, so it took some time.
Shannon was simple and honest, so she would always carry out her tasks seriously and properly, without any omissions. So she was always slow with her work. In contrast, Lunon cleverly avoided doing extra work whenever it was possible, so she could complete her jobs with a result that looked almost the same to an outsider, but in a much shorter time. In other words, she was a shrewd employee. Compared to that, it was probably fair to say that Shannon wasn't very shrewd at all, talking back to Natsuhi when Natsuhi was in a bad mood. Of course, there was nothing that Natsuhi couldn't stand more than a servant talking back. Her forehead creased, and she spoke sternly. And yet her slow, admonishing style of speech was even more terrifying, and finally made Shannon realize that she had said the wrong thing.
Then perhaps you should aim to do a truly thorough cleaning. Shannon, I order you to clean the reception hall right now. It is an important hall where several pictures treasured by the head are displayed, and where honored guests of the Ushiromiya family are welcomed. Clean it thoroughly so that not even a speck of dust remains, and so that even you are satisfied. Of course, you will finish before the day is out. Until you finish that and report to me, you will not be permitted any food or rest. Understood? Yes, madam. That is good. Servants should endeavor to only use those words. The next time you talk back, your punishment will be even more severe. So with that in mind, engrave these words into your heart.
Carve it into your soul, kid.
Yes, madam. Thank you for your guidance. You are welcome.
Behaving as though her headache was troubling her, Natsuhi headed off down the corridor. When she couldn't see her anymore, Shannon hung her head and sighed. This is what happened when she had her head in the clouds. Even though I'm bad at everything I do, I should be able to carry out at least the cleaning as well as an average person can, right? It's because I can't even perform that very well that I'm crying so pathetically. What's even more shameful is that not only have I been unable to perform a single bit of cleaning well, but just now, when Natsuhi was scolding me, I imagined that person appearing and rescuing me. If only George-sama were here. Would he casually step in and save me? Surely he'd show up cheerfully, intentionally acting like he didn't know what was going on, nimbly change the subject and make me forget I'd ever been rebuked by Natsuhi. I kept envisioning him, suddenly appearing from the other side of the door, or the other end of the hallway. I envisioned the kind of person that would be an appropriate partner for him in a marriage setting, and I envisioned how unfitting I was for him. Ava clearly told me. It's been repeating over and over in my dreams. You're still as clumsy as always, Nason. Our lady has been in a bad mood since this morning. That's just how it happened because you talked too much, when you should have just hung your head in silence.
Cannon-kun.
Cannon was suddenly there. His footsteps were always quieter than a cat's, and he never left any trace of his presence. Probably could have stood there forever and all, and she still wouldn't have noticed him. The expression on Cannon's face was one of hatred. He made that expression for Shannon, who didn't know how to do it herself. Madame and Lunon can fall into hell. That person knows where Madame checks and only cleans those areas. Her cleaning just now was like that. I know because I saw. She wasn't really cleaning. She's just the worst kind of parasite leeching off your thorough cleaning.
You mustn't use such dirty words. Dirty words pollute your clean soul, Cannon-kun. So at least don't use those words in front of me. Okay?
Huh. Cannon turned away as though sulking. It was a reaction that hid his true feelings, which was very like Cannon, but I was a little happy. He was getting mad for my sake. Cleaning the reception hall will be tough. I'll help.
Thank you. But I was the one Madam ordered, so don't worry. Don't you also have your own work, Canon-kun?
It's a filthy job. My soul was polluted long ago. Cannon then hung his head and bit his lower lip.
Just saying you'll help is enough for me. Just hearing you say you'll help is enough for me, even. If you don't go back to your own job, then you'll be punished as well. And that would make me sad.
Shinnon knew Cannon's character well. Sometimes he didn't think enough about himself. If I don't refuse forcefully, he'll help me even if it was means neglecting his own job. Cannon was a little sad that his goodwill had been rejected. But he realized that what he was doing would only hurt her more in the end, and he gave a single, small sigh. Sigh. Understood. Do your best, Nason.
Yes. And I am also partly to blame.
You aren't at fault at all, Nason.
No, I am. So go now.
Cannon-kun's face showed that he still hadn't completely accepted it, but without being any more obstinate, he disappeared. Even though Cannon-kun came to give me words of comfort when I was down. Even so, I was dejected again because it wasn't him. That in itself was a sin. Interesting choice of word.
Yeah.
What was her sin again? No, because she was one of the six at the beginning, okay.
Yeah.
It went far beyond any dream the likes of me could be permitted to see. I don't know my place.
Do we know which stake is which sin?
We do. But she wasn't staked because she was one of the first six.
I didn't realize we knew that. Can we look at the tips real quick if they're available here? Oh, but it's not here.
It's not here.
Never mind. We can look some other time.
Shannon, who had neglected breakfast, already felt her concentration began to waver. But if she didn't finish up cleaning the reception hall, she wouldn't receive Natsuhi's permission to eat. That cruel Natsuhi surely told the kitchen something to that effect. I have to respectfully receive Madam's punishment. That's right, my position in the world is furniture. I've been intoxicated by a dream that's beyond me. I finished cleaning the hallway and went to the reception hall. Maybe my hunger made my nose more sensitive. I could sense a delicious aroma wafting from the kitchen, even though it was far away. My empty stomach was encouraged even more. Until I finished up here, I wouldn't get any soup.
It's only soup.
No soup for you. We got a twofer there. I just had to resolve myself to doing it. Several portraits were hung in the reception hall. One of those portraits was thought to hold a special meaning amongst the servants. I know it's you, Beato. You don't have to fucking show off for me. I know it's fucking you.
It's me, bro.
I know it's... Hey! Oh my god! It's Beatrice in the portrait!
Yeah. Pretty cool, right?
I've seen better portraits.
That's fair.
I haven't. Yeah, you wouldn't. Beatrice, give him more of the fucking magic weed, please. Okay. Even though it's just regular weed. I will inhale. I'm imagining that the whole time they're doing this, Battler is for some reason in a cage while the two of them aren't.
Absolutely. Because Battler is their pet in this scenario. He's in the kennel. And
not even like in a fun way, in like a just, nope, you're there. And Beatrice keeps trying to like lean over and subtly put her toes in his way. He's like, I still don't understand what you want from me.
Do you believe in me yet? Are you ready to praise that noble name?
No, what? It was the portrait of the witch. That wasn't its true name, but everyone in the mansion called it that. The name of the woman with elegant blonde hair, drawn as the subject of that portrait, was Beatrice.
It's me.
We know. We already talked about this at length. Are you gonna be like this every time you show up?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Oh my god. Hold on, I'm gonna smack you in the head with a spoon.
Okay.
I apparently have a bunch of those to give out, so... Really? How come I didn't get one? There is no spoon!
Okay. All in on the spoon and soup puns today, I see.
Did we miss any?
Probably. I'm sure we'll get around to it.
I could talk about my favorite grunge song, Spoon Man. It was whispered that she might be the former mistress of Kinzo, the family head, and also that she was the great witch who had given Kinzo the gold of legend. The witch Beatrice, master of the night on Rokkenjima. She was gracious to those who respected her, but she would surely curse those who made light of her. It was in Shannon's character not to neglect rules and beliefs such as those, so she thought of the portrait of her other master as that person herself, and always treated it carefully, treasuring it. And it had become part of her daily routine to tell the witch, who only existed inside the portrait, the secrets of her heart. She was furniture. Furniture does not complain, cannot complain. So she had no right to speak her mind about her difficult days. She had no right to open her mouth and say those words. So she at least spoke her mind inside her heart. She spoke her mind inside her heart, using words she couldn't say aloud, and protested to the formless witch. Of course, the witch didn't answer. She didn't console and she didn't laugh it off. Shannon could only interpret that as silence, as she liked, as though the witch was responding agreeably. Beatrice-sama, please listen to the story of my worthless self. As Shannon wiped the dust from the witch's portrait, she spoke that inside her heart. I certainly am incompetent and uncultured, just as Eva-sama said. I am not a person, so maybe I have no right to love. But in that case, why was I given a heart that can know love? At that point, Shannon held back her tears for a moment. The sound of rain, which had started falling along with the chill air in the reception hall, made her feel as though her shabbiness had increased another level.
Real furniture doesn't have anything like a heart, so they don't have to love people, right? So they don't feel pain. If I'm just another piece of furniture, why do I have a heart? If it's going to be this painful and this harsh, I wish I was never given a heart like this.
Hey, Beto, are you in this one now?
I'm in this one.
Okay.
I'm in all of them.
I see, so a heart was given to all furniture. It would seem that even man is capable of quite some amusing things, every now and then.
Wait. Interesting. So we have Beato commenting here.
Is this Beto commenting?
Sure looks like it.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to take that one from the narrator then?
Yeah.
Also, who's narrating?
It's a mystery.
It's just us in this room, right? Right? How come I keep hearing the narration? I think there's like these two obnoxious assholes that keep talking.
They're from the internet.
How do you know about the internet and you don't have Wi-Fi?
I see. So a heart was given to furniture. It would seem that even that man is capable of some quite amusing things every now and then. What?
Oh, this shit's getting good. The witch that never answered or laughed. Answered. And laughed. Was it my imagination? Was I hearing things? No, that's wrong. After all, the next words became a voice. And I could hear them not with my heart, but with my ears.
Humans have continually searched for the elements that make up the world since before the modern era. It is said that in ancient times, the Greeks tried explaining the world with the four elements of wind, fire, water, and earth.
Oh my god, Beatrice, you're one of these people.
The four nations lived in harmony, and then the Fire Nation attacked.
You're one of these people that can't answer a fucking question without an entire fucking history lesson, aren't you? I'm getting out of here.
What was the question again? Anyway, bro, after that, over several millennia, humans added several elements to those four, trying to explain the world with several interpretations, such as the 5 elements, the 6 elements, the 7 elements, the 8 elements, and the 12 elements.
Keep going!
No.
I want to hear which one's next.
Surprisingly, it wraps back around. Wait, it does? Wait, go back.
What?
But they were never able to describe the one sole truth that exists. It wraps back around, bro. The single element.
Whoa! How are you in the game and also over here?
I know, right? However, a single man appeared by the guidance of a star and finally explained the single element that makes up the world. Know what it is? Oh, who?
Shannon fearfully turned around.
Sup, it's me,
Right
Beato.
there, she existed. This is just a recording, Beto. You don't have to be all like weird about it.
I'm in the TV.
You've been in the TV.
TV world.
TV world. I think we already did that one. Not as an illusion, but as reality. The contrast made by the lightning made it clear that this was no mere daydream.
It's love.
The witch of the portrait elegantly held a golden pipe to her mouth and giggled. She laughed at the ignorance that causes humankind's thoughts to stray far from the most simple answer.
That man explained everything in the world with love. That is the single element. That man fully explained how the world was constructed with the smallest possible number, 7.
What?
How simple and clear.
I know
How
numbers smaller than
splendid.
7.
I doubt it. Exhilarating,
Really?
pleasant, and thrilling.
Okay, battler, name one. 9. Nope. Let me try it again.
The year that man was finally born is called the start of the modern era.
Are you talking about JC?
He was my bro.
What? Jesus was a witch? How come I didn't know about this? Hold on, I got some research to do. Shannon lost any words to speak. She thought that when first meeting an unknown guest, her first word should be to ask that person's name. But without saying anything, Shannon knew this person's name, and so she refrained. No, surely it would be the greatest disrespect for someone who lived or worked on this island to ask this woman her name. After all, she was the other master of this island besides Kinzo.
Beatrice-sama. Yeah, that's me. It's me, Beato. Indeed. I am Beatrice. Even after 1,000 years, I see that people still always give me that look when we first meet.
I need that sound effect as like a .wav file.
Yeah, you absolutely need that as a button for the stream.
Yeah, that'd be great. Oh, I can make that.
Donate bits for
witch cackles.
Insert bits, receive Beato.
That would actually be pretty damn good. I need to get my stream set up that way.
Yeah.
But also that would require me to stream on Twitch, which... The witch giggled at how Shannon's reaction didn't betray her expectations. Shannon realized that she had met with a being that mustn't be met with, and she took a step backwards. That's where the wall and the portrait were, so even as she gazed at the witch's portrait was touching her back.
The source of your troubles is love. Love, the single element that makes up this world.
Beatrice, do you believe what you're saying here?
As a rule, no. In other words, it is everything in this world. When it is lacking, then your world is lacking too. It is no different than from scooping water into a canteen with a hole in it. I use this analogy all the time.
I thought we went over this. You can just screw the top on and use it upside down.
This analogy is so versatile, you could use it to describe just about anything.
Can you...
I really just have the one.
You really don't have any other analogies?
I'll work on one.
Okay. I have one.
Yes.
I forgot it.
Even if you scoop and scoop, that eternal desert of the heart never fills. It is the original sin that humans are founded upon, and everything is made of. Understand? Understand? The concept of love?
We already did this reference too.
When Adam and Eve put the fruit of knowledge to their lips, love is what they learned of. Because of that, humans were chased out of the garden and became fully human.
You didn't have to spit on me.
Which means that knowing love and suffering is what makes one human. You kind-hearted child, you ought to be praised. Now that you have gained this knowledge, you are no longer furniture. You are now human. I recognize that. With all the authority of my name, praise it.
You don't really need us to praise your name again, do you, Beatrice? Come on.
They'll get around to it.
I thought I was coming over here for like a friendly chat. And you're just all like, oh, praise me, praise me. Look at how stoned I am all the time. That's you. That's what you sound like.
Yeah, that's what I Is it hard for a common person to understand? Very well then. Forgive me. It has been a long time since I've spoken with a human. Allow me to apologize for my talkativeness. I really never shut up, especially about canteens.
Yeah, you really don't. Without waiting for a reply from Shannon, Beatrice laughed pleasantly for a while.
Ah-ha-ha. Ah-ha-ha-ha. Ah-ha-ha-ha.
I know that. I know that one.
Good.
I know that one.
Perhaps this isn't much by way of an apology, but I would be willing to grant that wish of yours with my power, if you so desire. Huh?
The meaning of those words surprised Shannon even more than the witch's sudden appearance.
I'm offering to bring you and the one you love together. Normally, I would demand something of equal value in return. However, I'm in a good mood. And you have never failed to pay your respects to me in the past.
I have!
And that's why you're in the kennel.
Oh. What if I need to use the bathroom?
That's unfortunate.
Uh-oh.
That is something worth rewarding. Is that true?
Normally, Shannon would have been shocked and struck dumb by this seemingly impossible guest. However, almost as though she was already under the witch's spell, Shannon responded.
With my magic, it would be no trouble at all to arrange for you to be joined with the one you love.
Yes, of course.
Wait.
Shannon almost said that without thinking, but held back with her last bit of common sense. After all, this is a witch. A sinister being. The witch Beatrice is clearly trying to slip in through the cracks in my heart and take me prisoner. That sort of temptation which so many fairy tale picture books warned me about when I was young is right in front of me now.
Fear is also a form of respect. It may be pleasant for me, but we will make no progress this way. I may not differ much from the image of a detestable witch that you hold in your mind. However, I do bestow my favor upon those who respect me. Aren't humans the same? Well, I doubt any human would bestow a favor upon one with such a hostile attitude.
Wow, Beatrice, you're really good at being passive-aggressive.
Yeah.
I can feel it all the way over here.
My apologies. I didn't mean...
Shannon eventually realized how rude she was acting towards this guest, and she finally digested the words that had been spoken to her a short while ago. You are no longer furniture. Now you are human. As she reflected upon these words, Shannon felt as though the witch understood all her worries.
That's because I do. What was that, just now about a reward? I said that I can arrange for you to be joined with the man who's captured your heart. Jeez, it's not that complicated.
It's really not.
Think of it as a sign of my gratitude for your diligence in polishing my portrait day after day.
Like, you appear in front of humans and they're all like, oh god, a witch, and it's just like, shut the fuck up, I'm trying to talk.
Do you want my fucking magic or not, bro? Calm yourself. I ask for nothing in return. I am generous. However, though I ask for nothing in return, I do have a request.
Look, here it comes. Part of Shannon's heart sent her a warning. This is what all the scary picture books she read when she was little had warned her about.
Do you know of the small torii and shrine? Torii? And do you know of the small Tauruses? I don't think that's what that means.
I ate one for breakfast.
Is a torii like the gate thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know of the small torii and shrine that have been constructed on the ocean very near this island, which you can see when you gaze at the cliffs?
Shannon immediately remembered it. When you reached Rokkenjima by boat, there was a torii and a shrine on a reef that was too small to be called even an inlet. Islet, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure Kumasawa-san told me its history, but I can't remember it well. A traveling Shunya? Hold on.
It doesn't look like the N's in that place in it.
Shwenya.
It looks like...
No?
I would guess Shugenja?
Shugenja? Maybe I'm just trying too hard. It's not helping me. Shugenja. I'll just go with that. A kind of holy man had built it or prayed there or something.
Yes, I know about it, but why do you bring it up? I will not explain everything, including the very basics, to one ignorant of demons. Simply put, I'm totes sealed in the fucking mirror there, so if you could just let me out, bro, that'd be pretty cool.
Hey, Beatrice, you want to spoil it? Were you in the mirror? You gonna
Yeah.
spoil? Whoa! No spoilers.
The truth is...
Keep saying no spoilers. Badler, tell her I keep saying no spoilers. She keeps saying no spoilers. Why aren't you listening to her?
The truth is, there's a mirror kept inside that shrine. I want you to break it.
It was quite a suspicious request. Shannon didn't know the details, but anything stored inside a shrine would have to be something sacred. And she wants me to break it? Why would a witch ask a human for help instead of doing it herself? There was no need for Shannon to speak her thoughts aloud. Beatrice responded to Shannon's reasonable doubt before Shannon could give her answer.
The magical power of that mirror opposes my own. I cannot explain it well with human words. For example, let us speak of the differences between utensils. Take, for instance, spoons. For some reason, I've really focused on those lately.
God, would you like a
That
spoon?
mirror, no.
Got a bunch of them.
No, that
She
mirror.
does have a bunch of them.
That mirror is a fork, and my power is soup. I am always at soup. You cannot drink soup with a fork, correct? If only the resistance of that mirror were gone, I could produce a spoon ideal for drinking soup. Actually, I'm really just
Do we want to
hungry.
take a break and get soup in a moment?
Yeah, I'm really losing the plot here.
I love soup.
After that, I could drink soup as I pleased and even dig my way out of a rocky prison. I could even gouge someone's eye out with it. That'd be pretty cool. I could, like, float it in
Hey,
the soup.
Beatrice, this is like exactly what I said earlier.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
I've been on the soup train since then.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about gouging the eye out and
What
then
kind of soup?
floating it in the soup. Eyeball soup.
Eyeball soup. Why
Yeah,
not?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Float the eye in the soup, like a sort of garnish.
Okay.
Like meatballs, but like with some pop.
I was thinking Italian wedding soup, but all right. This is a little weird. I feel like we had different expectations for what the soup was going to be.
Yeah, I think we have competing agendas. Was that not the phrase? I don't know what you're talking about. What soup? If my poor education is to blame, I apologize. I'm just trying to buy clothes.
But there's only... No, we're not doing it.
It comes down to this. If you take action and break that annoying mirror for me, I shall grant your wish as a reward. But I'm totally not asking for anything in exchange, yeah? Yeah, you feel me? Anyway, I'm in quite a good mood today. You may even change your wish and receive all the gold I bestowed upon Kinzo if you so desire. But I refuse. What?
Didn't see that one coming. When she heard Shannon's words, Beatrice realized for the first time that her expectations had been betrayed.
If you have a reason, tell me. If there's been some misunderstanding, I shall resolve it. I don't really understand the reason, but up until now, this island had been at peace, and nothing bad has happened, other than, you know, capitalism. So, even if I don't break the mirror, the peace that has existed until today should continue into the future.
Beatrice, are you capitalist?
No.
No? What are you?
I'll get back to
I'm
you on that
ANCAP! Can we throw him out now?
one. Yeah.
No!
Yes, you were quite right. It's just as you say. If you don't break the mirror, the same unbreakable days that have passed until now will continue into tomorrow and the next day. Why don't I give you an absolute guarantee? I shall stake my name, which is Beato, on it. The unbreakable days before this time will continue into tomorrow and the next day, and for eternity, in perpetuity.
Shannon felt overwhelmed by an eerie illusion. The mirror probably existed for the purpose of restraining the witch. So if Shannon broke it, the person who stood to gain supposedly was the witch herself. And yet Shannon felt somehow that she had to do it for her own sake. Felt like some premise had been switched around.
I will do nothing but grant you a chance to bring your feelings to fruition. It's up to you to decide whether you'll break it or not. If you break it, I'll grant your wish. If you don't, the tomorrows that came before today will continue for all eternity. Your wish will not be granted for all time. Do you understand? Know what I mean? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Beatrice, you do this really annoying thing where you just don't fucking say what you're trying to say, and it's like you take like so many fucking paragraphs to get to the point. Why are you like that? Have you considered just like saying what you want from people?
No.
Okay.
You can tell
The witch was speaking.
You can tell that the witch is a superior being because she has real hands with all of the. It's not a mitten.
Oh, her thumb's probably hidden down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
She got an art upgrade because she's
The
more
witch was
powerful than a
speaking.
human.
She was pressing Shannon, saying she must break the mirror, even if she ever wanted to be united with George. It was a declaration that Shannon's feelings would never be brought into fruition unless she broke it.
Please stop it. I don't want to hear something like that. It was never my goal to cause you pain. Oh well, when love leads to madness, this is when we see the true charm of humanity.
You don't sound like you're that charmed.
This is my charmed voice. Enjoy that emotion to your heart's content. However, if you wish to borrow my power, feel free to break that mirror at any time. Just like, give it a smash. It's not even that hard. It's a small mirror. Very breakable. And then you may, if you so choose.
Listed top 5 qualities, breakable would be like number 3.
Yeah. Number 1 would be fucking annoying, and number 2 would be containing me, Beato. Anyway, you should go break it if you want, and if you feel like it, you can yell my name and awaken me too. I'd be into that. I'll certainly keep my promise. This way, you should have no complaints, right? I won't force you to decide right now. Wow, easy, is it not?
Beatrice, what's gonna happen? Okay, so here's what I think is gonna happen next, right? What's gonna happen is Shannon's gonna be like, no, and then she's gonna be witnessing like George's marriage meeting, and then she's gonna be like, okay, I'll do it now. And then George's partner is gonna mysteriously die. Was it really such an easy thing to do? No, it certainly wasn't. To Shannon, who was burning with infatuation and worried by love, being tempted constantly and eternally with a way out was truly a cruel trial.
I won't set a time limit on that promise, but there's a time limit on the magic that can grant your wish. That limit is not of my making. The one you love will decide it himself. Know what I mean? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. No, not at all. When the one you care for finds the partner to whom he ought to pledge his love, that limit will be reached. I may be a witch, but I'm no demon. I possess no magic to tear apart a pair of those who love each other. Other than literally, I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah, I saw you do it that one time.
Yeah.
With like the stakes.
Yeah, it was
that
pretty badass.
That was classic.
Yeah.
High 5. Witch 5.
Always the stakes. They never see it coming.
Oh, you think I'd get old of that trick? And I have gotten old of that trick. Can we do something new now?
I'll find a bigger stake.
Okay. The one you love will soon be attending a marriage meeting, yes? Oh, this is, I guess...
Oh yeah, the one you love will soon be attending a marriage meeting, yes? You may have stronger feelings for that man than anyone else in the world. However, that doesn't mean that you're the most suitable partner for him, does it? I know with whom he will be having his marriage meeting. That girl is the most suitable for Ushiromiya George in the whole world.
Wow, Ava really is good at that, apparently.
Yeah, maybe she's just an expert rich people matchmaker.
I guess. Unless Ava and Beato are comparing notes.
Yeah. Maybe. Trust no one. She came from a good school, achieved good grades, and possesses both composure and thoughtfulness. She is more beautiful than you, wiser than you, more suitable than you. How could an ignorant, incompetent, uncultured girl like you be suitable? You know better than anyone. There are none less suitable than you. Even imagining that you and Ushiromiya George could be joined is sinful. And foolish, foolish, foolish. Know your place. Have you forgotten to be grateful for your education? Know your place. Wait, who's talking now? Someone talking about father.
George is the eldest grandson carrying father's blood. He is a person who may bear the burden of the Ushiromiya family someday in the future. To enter to that expectation, he has studied tirelessly, entered a wonderful college, and is getting wonderful grades. Do you really think you could snatch George away, you uneducated, incompetent, unqualified, uncultured servant?
Wait,
that's
still Beato?
That was Beato mocking Shannon with the words of Ava.
Ava's words. Ha ha ha.
God, this game really needs...
really just needs a little thingy that says who the fuck's talking.
Yep. Stop it. Don't bully Shannon.
I'll bully
Who the hell are you? At that time, Shannon held her head, trying to protect her heart from the blade of Beatrice's words. Cannon ran in front of her.
Did I just hear the sound of someone who doesn't know my noble name?
What? We don't have time for this. Cannon didn't...
We have all the time in the world for
Cannon
this, bro.
didn't care who this woman was. If this was an enemy tormenting Shannon, whom he loved and respected as his sister, nothing else mattered.
Boom! Stake to the gut.
I truly regret this.
Cannon-kun, stay back. This person is...
It seemed Cannon also realized that the being standing before him was the witch of the portrait, and also that she was something to be feared.
I simply wish to give Shannon a chance to claim her reward, but it seems I said too much and ended up hurting her.
Hey, Beatrice, you did that on purpose, right?
Obviously.
Okay.
Avi.
Okay. I'm just mad witch power.
Yeah.
Give me another witch 5.
Yeah.
Nice.
I must apologize for that, but I shall leave behind that promise as a reward to you. If you need my power, call me at any time. I've already told you how. Well then, let us call it a night. Hostile gazes may be pleasant, but they damage your beauty, yes?
Disappear. I don't know who you are, but you're threatening Shannon. Don't ever show yourself again.
I'll show myself where I want.
Cannon's words seemed to deeply annoy the witch.
Watch your language, lowborn. I may be gracious to those who respect me, but I am brutal to those who do not.
Yeah, don't do it, Cannon.
Does he know that this has already happened in the past, or... I'm getting the impression the battler might not be. While she still smiled, the witch's face began to twist itself. Then an oppressive feeling that couldn't be noticed with any of the 5 senses gradually filled the room. Even though they couldn't understand it, they immediately realized it was something terrifying.
Do we get a murder face?
When you swim in the ocean and something large passes by the water beneath you, you want to escape to land even before you learn what it is. That's exactly what this was like.
Please stop, Beatrice-sama. Cannon-kun is still a child. I apologize for his language.
Cannon placed his body between the witch and Shannon. There was tense sweat on his forehead. At that time, the witch certainly held Cannon's fate in the palm of her hand. She didn't even need to lift a finger. She held a grasp on his fate so tight that a single twist of her smile could easily crush it. Cannon understood that as well, so he started sweating. His knees felt weak. However, Beatrice abruptly released that feeling of tension and laughed.
Ha! Just a prank, bro. Very well.
It's just a joke. Can't believe they take jokes so seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nice.
If you ask, I'll forgive you just this once. Cannon, is it? In deference to her, I shall forgive you tonight and send you off. You ought to thank me. Well then, let us call it a night, and maybe build up an immunity to stakes in the meanwhile if you're gonna keep being like this, dude.
What? What do you mean by steak? We prepare steak in the kitchen, but...
And you'll be prepared with a steak and end up in the kitchen.
What?
In parting, I shall leave you with a small souvenir. Hold out the palm of your left hands, you two.
Ooh. When Beatrice grinned broadly and snapped her fingers, their left hands stretched out in front of them against their will, and their palms opened. It was a strange sensation, as though only their left hands now belonged to someone else.
I gave you alien hand syndrome. Pretty cool, huh?
No!
Oh, shit.
It felt like that only their left hands had become puppets, which were being pulled by strings hanging down from the ceiling. What? What are you trying to do? It's not reflected in my portrait, but my hand is stretching out right now. Kenna resisted, but he couldn't retract his hand of his own free will.
Don't struggle. It'll be over soon.
When Beatrice held her pipe aloft, a gold-colored sparkling dust came out of the smoke and hovered in the air. That sparkle eventually became several gold butterflies. The beautiful butterflies danced freely throughout the reception hall, forming a fantastical and beautiful world. And 2 of those butterflies alighted on the palms of Shannon and Cannon's hands. And Terabang!
Ouch.
There was a sharp pain, as though they had been burned, when the 2 of them tried to examine their palms that held on their bodies, which had been there a second ago, had gone without a trace.
A mark? What is...
There was now a tiny burn mark on the palm of her hand, and it was shaped like a butterfly. What is this supposed to be? Apparently, Cannon had the same mark on his hand. He stared at the witch hatefully.
It's a command seal, bro.
We're really doing this. Beatrice, you really want to do this?
No, not really.
Okay, then you need to shut the fuck up.
A simple greeting.
What are you talking about? I want to know.
I have no hidden motive. It is nothing more than a bruise, so it'll heal in just a few days. There's not even any need to care for it. I made that mark so that tomorrow you will not forget that I truly was here, and that I made a promise with you. An encounter with me can be quite shocking. Sometimes when the next morning comes, people try to think of such an encounter as a dream or an illusion. You ought to consider this slowly and carefully, Shannon. And you should probably take a good rest, look at my mark tomorrow morning, and consider again about breaking that little mirror, yeah? I won't coerce you, though. You should freely decide your future by your own will.
Wow, who else said that to her?
Oh, no!
Just saying. Just saying. Who else said basically that exact same thing to her?
Absolutely George did. Wow.
Absolutely George did.
Still, to think that one could obtain the object of their desire for such a small price, surely this would annoy...
$9.99 with shipping and handling.
Surely, this would annoy to no end the great artists who write plays about blighted love. Well then, let us meet again when the chance arises. How entertaining it is to have a conversation again after so much time. Goodbye,
really?
furniture.
You find conversations fun to have? I find it annoying to have one with you, I'm just saying.
Yeah, me too, but I've lived in a painting for 1,000 years.
Why would you do that?
I don't know, it seemed like a good idea at the time. I really don't remember.
Were you two-dimensional?
Yeah.
Ooh! Beatrice's body crumbled like smoke and blew away. It was golden smoke, no, a cloud of gold butterflies. They scattered in all directions inside the reception hall, leaving a golden splash before disappearing into thin air. After that, only the cold silence was left. It was so silent it made both of them think they might have been daydreaming until just a moment ago, which is why the witch had left those marks. She had done so to make it impossible for them to think of this as a daydream. As Shannon and Cannon remembered the butterfly bruises on their hands, the pain they'd felt when they'd been made, they kept standing still, stunned. And from that moment on, Shannon was tormented by days of suffering and conflict. Nice! I think we found a good stopping point.
Yeah!
All right.
Shit is getting weird.
So here's where I'm at. Why? I was so certain that it was going to be kind of not a loop, but it was going to be variations on the same scenario, and yet we're spending so much time getting backstory for all these characters when to an event that we know ends in their death.
Yeah.
So like, why is that? Like we're just what? So like, why are we spending so much time on that?
I mean, there's a lot we don't know about the characters, and I imagine that it's gonna fill things in over the course of the 8 arcs like that, but still return back to the everyone gets murdered by Beato.
Okay, interesting. Well, join us next time for more Two Queer Science Theater 3000. Two Witches Science Theater. Nailed it. There it is. Yeah, me. I'm here too. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.